like I have a purpose behind this stream. I try and talk about serious, relatively silly, serious things. I get silly every once in a while, and I'll talk shit every once in a while. But you know. I am not a nice person. I strive every minute of the day to be nice, and I fail miserably at it.
A week later, and that dude's still making me happy. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Flow State. I do what I want, except for take longer than a week hiatus. After about 5 days, Mrs. Flow starts going, "The fuck is wrong with your internet?" After about 5 days, Mrs. Flow is like, "Go hang out with your internet friends." I see Sasquatch backstage. "You can do what thou wilt. Let yourself up and down at your leisure." Cynthia is here. Hello to everyone. Oh, and hold on real quick. Harmon, if you're there, I see you, sir, with his contributions.
When you hear the sirens or anti-aircraft guns, you must get under cover at once. In the open with no cover, lie down. The most important rule of all is never to stand staring at the sky. If you don't take cover, you may get hurt.
Whoever's blocking Soul Read Analytics, Soul Read, I don't think that you're blocked. You're not blocked.
I see you. I see you in my other account too that I don't actually have and I never admit to.
I see you. Sash, how are you doing? How's everybody? How are you holding up?
Everybody else is doing terribly, but I'm fine, bro. You want to know how that went? I'll tell you exactly how that went. So around 1:30 in the morning, all hell's breaking loose in the yard. I hear something slamming to the top of the house, but I just put a new roof on my brick house. I'm not really sweating it that much. I'm just waiting patiently for this madness to end. Mm-hmm. I was on with the Raging Tomato right before all this went down. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to end this before I lose my internet so that, you're not stuck with whatever happens afterward. You know what I mean? And so I ended it, stood up, walked away from the computer, went and looked at my wife who's playing a video game. And I said, how do you reckon this is going to play out? And the internet, the power, and the cell service all dropped just as soon as I said it. It was just boom, and suddenly all you could hear was, for lack of a better term, several trains passing by fairly close.
Wow.
Forgot
And
how
I'm-
close you were to the tracks, huh?
I'm not that close. I'm not at all.
Oh,
Storm. Sound of the storm.
So the eye went right over us, right?
Mhm.
But for about 3 hours there, 4 hours before the eye got to us, things was pretty hairy. At one point in time, I went outside and looked around, and it's pitch black dark because there ain't no power anywhere in the county at this point. Like it's a done deal as far as that's concerned. And I looked in my backyard, and both of the pecan trees in my neighbor yard would just kind of look like they were playing bongos on the ground. These are limbs that stick up. And they were just like, I swear it looked like they were playing bongos with the ground, and it really fruited me up. And my daughter was going to come out the door. I just looked at her and said, "There's nothing you want to see out there." She said, "Okay," and went back inside.
Was your house damaged by any of the tree or anything hitting it? No. Good.
Nope.
Good.
I came through almost completely unscathed. The only real damage that took place here was the limbs that was blown down from the tree next door and a tree in my yard. They just hit the ground.
so I guess some shit happened.
It's in Georgia. Yeah, we had some shit happen right here. Right down the road here, we had two very large pecan trees come down on the primary distribution electrical hub right here down the road, and it shut down this entire town and thereby this entire county.
It
And
doesn't
so
sound like you're running off a generator.
I'm not I'm between the hospital and the banks.
Mhm.
Nice.
I read that there was over 100 casualties and over 6.
Oh yeah,
Holy shit.
And
we had six.
with
We had
six-
6 casualties locally here.
yeah. So
One from a
You
tree
know-
falling in, and one from or like one group of
When
casualties.
I don't fuck with
from
you
tree
guys, I
falling
really
in.
don't fuck with you guys.
Right.
I can tell. I have friends on Instagram from North Carolina that their streets leaving out of their property completely just vanished.
They got more rain. They got more rain. Than we did.
completely lost, and they're just now stuck on their part of the land. They have no way to get off of there, to get into town, to get anything. So
So what I did, I came inside, I went down the hallway and opened the oh shit emergency closet that I keep that has all my oh shit emergency stuff in it. Camping gear, different types of this,
I
that.
bet
and
your
the other.
oh shit closet is a sight to behold.
Well, I'll put it this way. After a couple hours, I didn't say nothing about what I was doing. I just took all this stuff out, set it next to the door, and then I went and sat down because it's 4 or 5 in the morning. There's absolutely nothing we could do. Nothing's open anyway. Hell, I probably couldn't have got off the block at that point in time. And my wife comes in and she's like, "How long do you reckon power is going to be off?" I said, "A week and a half." She's like, "There's no way. What are we going to do?" I said, "You could take a nap and I'm going to make some coffee." She's like, "How the fuck are you going to make coffee?" I said, "I'm going to build a fire." It's like, she just looked at me and she thought about it for a second. She said, "Right, wake me up when the coffee's done." But instead of making coffee, I made hot chocolate. And here's why. When you're in the middle of a disaster and every avenue of opportunity has been closed off to you, and someone hands you a cup of hot chocolate with marshmallows in it and a graham cracker, it's really, really hard to think apocalyptic thoughts.
I was just thinking because coffee would make you take a boo boo.
Oh yeah, you don't want to do that by yourself in the dark.
After that blackout storm in Texas, I think in 2021, I completely bought all pots and pans that I can put over an open fire outside. I changed my coffee pot to a coffee pot I can put on an open fire outside. Next time I'm out without electricity or heat or water.
How long were you without shit for?
I was out for 11 days when I was in Texas. Couldn't shower,
Dude.
couldn't do anything.
Back in the day, I used to live out on the very end of a particularly distant power connection. Random Tuesdays, we'd be out of power for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? It wasn't quite that bad. It was just that far out. Enough random crap happened between where our house is versus where the substation is, that inevitably anything that interfered with power would always interfere with ours, because, you know. So
I was just telling Mrs. Flo that I would hate to be in Georgia. For some reason in my mind, all the snakes and fucking monstrosities in the swamp come out when the power goes off.
Oh my God.
go look at, hold on, I'll bring it up. I got one bit of video before everything went ham.
You got monstrosities in Texas too.
I don't have anything.
I got a chupacabra.
I mean, I don't know, depending on what part you're in, you might not be in a swamp, but
here's the thing about Texas though. The thing is they have rattlesnakes of like 19 types, right? Like all of the rattlesnakes that are in there.
I was just at my parents' house and there was a rattlesnake in the bathroom.
Yep.
So
Yep. And so anytime, and I mean anytime it rains more than a half inch in Texas, they can't stay in the holes in the ground because that's typically dry ground, and now it's all full of water. And so right after a rain, you can wander around and get bit 19 times. It's just crazy, dude. And I can't imagine that. Here, it's always full of water. So if it rains 30 inches, it just runs off the top. Like it's already wet.
I wouldn't want to be a swamp guy. I don't think I could be a swamp guy. I'm way too much of a bitch about bugs.
I lived on a lake when we were kids, and there were water moccasins that came up every day in the.
Oh hell no! See that shit? Nah, I couldn't do it. But what I do want to do is the swamp people shit, where I want to hunt alligators sometime in my life.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, that's and I want to drive a fan boat too.
Okay, I'll ride in one. I don't want to touch nothing. I don't need to catch anything.
No, I want to catch something. I want a 22 alligator that I've hoisted up on a hoist.
When I was pregnant, though, with my youngest son, I became obsessed with fishing. And every night when I got off work, I would go to the barge and fish all night long. It was the weirdest thing.
This is about 5 hours before the storm actually hit, right? I went out riding. This is a manhole cover in the middle of the street behind my house. And when I first pulled up, those two fountains you see coming out of it, it's been raining for like 2 days at this point. Like everything is full. There's no more water going into our systems that we have. Anything else that falls is, like I said, is going to run off the top, which means some people are going to get flooded because they put their houses in places you're not supposed to put houses. There's a reason we have those lines on the map. They discovered them. Now, when I saw that, I went and opened up my little oh shit closet and looked at it and did like a mental stock. And I left from doing this and went straight to the grocery store and got some basic stuff that I didn't already have in the house that, while is perishable in like a week, not tomorrow, right? So we're definitely going to eat all this stuff in the next 4 days. So that's not a concern at all. So we're talking fruit, vegetables, stuff like that. And you know, somebody gave this girl a baby.
Okay.
I see that.
Sounds like we got a baby squatch incoming.
Yeah, there's a baby squatch right here. Give me the baby.
Can you put a baby on camera, or is it?
Yeah.
Oh, a little baby.
This is my
little ponytail. You look like Cindy Lou.
like ponytail.
Yeah.
Grab that thing. Yeah, get the light up thing. There you go.
Put your mouth on it. Put your mouth on it.
Those work best if you slobber them right up.
Yeah, slobber all over it.
Sorry about that. Yeah, obviously I have a house full of folks.
Good.
So you're the house that people, because you've got the closet.
Mm-hmm.
That's only part of it. I mean, consider this. I have a 13-piece freaking camp set that I keep around for just such occasions. You know, you can also go camping with it, right? It's useful in all kinds of things. About halfway through this storm, I probably could have caught fish out of my backyard.
Oh my gosh. Did any of the animals come in?
Everywhere.
And did the water enter your house, or were you able to?
where I live is the highest point in the county. If it floods here, we got new oceanfront property happening. Like,
Okay.
it's very difficult to flood where I'm at. Now you can go a quarter mile in virtually any direction and it's downhill, and it depends on, drainage properties of everything.
Mhm.
I don't know, man. But basically, I've got a conga line of folks coming through taking showers. I've got constant towels going in the dryer and whatnot,
So is your surround like not everything's up?
Oh no, sir. Like no, sir. I did not mean to give that impression. I spent half the day. I drove to Thompson to go pick up a chick who's been without power for a few days, and they turned her water off because the city doesn't have power to run the pumps for the water, right?
Damn.
So they centralized water, how they supply water to people into little areas like around the fire hydrants and stuff, so they can control how much water goes. We never had that problem. We're right here on the main trunk line. This is why I'm where I'm at, is because the internet line here is critical to government infrastructure.
Mhm.
And so I'm almost always the very first person on earth who gets power.
You
and internet.
chose your house location because you're that big of a nerd.
Mhm.
Well, I
Absolutely.
might have had a plan.
Absolutely.
PlayStation.
Every time I'm in a situation like that, I realize that that's when I'm like, fuck, my battery's on only 30%.
Yeah,
And then I start looking up
to change
because
your
my
whole
flashlights
mindset.
are all based off power tools, right? And so then I start having to go and look and pushing them. Each power tool has one bar on the battery.
Well, they people start showing up the next day, not really showing up to check on us, but because they
You
know
have
we
no
have
idea how much I've walked around with the little light off a power tool looking for my actual proper flashlights because all I can find is the
You have to have
multi-tool.
them in secure places with matches and candles at all times.
You bitch, you crazy as hell. You don't need none of that. None of it. I'm
Mhm.
telling you. I lit the only candles I lit in this house when the power went off was it was for light, but not to be able to see, just to not bump my toes, right? So I'd light a scented candle in the living room and one back here in the hallway. That was pretty much it. Otherwise, I got an Xterra out there that I've kind of.
You really
reworked.
like that Xterra.
I do really like it. I specifically went and got not only an Xterra, but that specific model. A turbocharged 220 horsepower V6 that can drive around the world on a handful of gas and still tow a freaking camper. Yeah.
As
Oh,
long as
and-
I just keep chain smoking, I'll never need a match.
Oh,
That's true.
that's
But I prefer to just take
what
it
about
down
when
to
you
the
sleep?
yard and build a fire.
That's the thing is Based Oracle's not prepared because Based Oracle doesn't chain smoke.
Based Oracle doesn't have a shirt. He
Wait,
lost the ball in
prepared
bed.
for what?
Whatever God throws at you, Job.
You think smoking doing that?
Smoking is how we survive. Crispy.
In the
treat.
future, we will refer to them as the fire keepers.
Hello.
I'm ready. It takes one storm. It takes 11
You can
days
do
without
shit.
anything. Hey, I was ready for this year. I already had the solar panels in the
Ooh,
cart
feedback.
I was on. I was ready to push buy, and I was ready to get solar with it in my little apartment.
Crispy, you might want to switch devices. You got hella feedback on that.
It's pretty rough. But no, I'm just saying, keep a handful of camp stuff around, your basic pot, your basic percolator pot, your
Pot?
little frying pan, all that stuff,
Iron,
and
your
use it.
Mhm.
Don't wait. That's the problem most people do, is they sit around and try to wait for the power to come back on too long, right? And then you end up with no food because everything's gone bad. You haven't cooked anything. You start cooking immediately. Anything frozen that's going to go bad in the next 48 hours, you cook that shit right now. I had 2 bags of freaking charcoal that just sit in the closet because, maybe.
That's the opposite of what I've always done. I've always done that thing. You don't open the freezer. Leave the freezer alone.
Always have batteries. I always have batteries ready in the freezer
I
now.
bet you do.
Always be ready. I say always.
That's
be
not why you have batteries. We know why you have batteries. You can just use them in an emergency as well.
ready. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're doing good. And
Oh,
hope
yeah.
everybody else is doing well.
I tell you what, though, Thompson was damn near wiped off the map. You go over there. If I hadn't have been in a 4-wheel drive Xterra, I would not have been able to get out of that town. I had to drive over
Let me
several
tell ya
fallen
what a Cadillac town car will do. Or I'm sorry, a
Break
Lincoln
down.
town car. Lincoln town car.
I have an off-wheel drive vehicle now, off-road vehicle, just in case I get in these situations and I got to cut through the grass.
And here's a pro disaster tip for y'all. After about 3 days, most people will have gone through most of their water, right? They're not dying yet, but they are walking around thirsty. If you need directions, if you're going to say anything to anyone, before you say a freaking word, walk up and hand them a bottle of water that hasn't been opened. Don't say nothing until after they drink it. Because they're going to take it, look at it, look at you, pop the top off, and drink about half of it. And as soon as they take that first breath, you can then ask whatever question you want, and they'll probably give you perfectly rational, reasonable directions. Or
And that is
Rob,
one thing
one of the
that
other.
I'm on point about is the water thing. You know, I kind of got into the prepping thing when the world was ending, right?
It's the chickens, right?
Oh, yeah,
Right.
you chickens.
Did you get one of those survival straws?
I've got a bunch of survival straws.
Yeah, yeah. I bought.
Oh,
Like
you're
4
that
of them.
moron. I was wondering who the idiots were that were buying those things.
I mean,
Bro.
they're useful. I've used it. It does.
I've
work.
never
You're an
used one.
idiot too. Why the fuck would you listen?
I didn't
Base,
die. I didn't die.
I'm
did I?
not saying yeah,
Better.
Yeah, that's better.
Bro, you have just adjusted my opinion of you. I expected this shit from Flo. You-
Wait a second. I'm an
No,
Eagle Scout here. He's just a Marine.
That's true. That's no, he's right. Actually,
Yeah, but
I did do Eagle Scouts. I
like
didn't
a
make
moron that would keep a dozen fucking life straws around just in case.
I have a dozen life
Marine
straws
just eats
around.
the crayons and swallows it with the dry coffee.
Man,
What are
when
life
the
straws?
apocalypse comes, I've got life straws for I got 2 life straws for everybody on this panel.
What are life straws?
Yeah, $1,000.
They're just a filter straw.
They're super expensive.
They
Oh.
are. That's what I'm saying. That's why you're an idiot, man. Like,
They
I'm just
were like
saying.
$20.
I've
What's
also
your
got
real beef?
I've also got those little tablets that you can throw in water and it like poof.
Oh, yeah.
Make-
Now, those things are useful. Yes.
Well, how the fuck am I supposed to know? Not all of us got to grow up in a swamp 150 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, it's really not fair. It's honestly not fair. I'll throw down 2 weeks in the woods like it ain't nobody's business. Like, that ain't even nothing.
Yeah.
All right, Flo, in your prep, what about the or Sasquatch? You use those flint lighters? You know what I mean?
Absolutely not. I have no ferro rods of any description. That is another one of those cheeky things that people sell. It's almost completely useless in the
It
modern
works.
era.
I set my carpet on
Sure.
fire.
Sure, it works. I'm not saying it don't
A
work.
little bit.
What I'm saying is we have 200 billion big lighters, and I'm a fucking smoker. The likelihood of you not having the ability to make fire is right up there with you not being able to breathe oxygen.
You're gonna run out of things that will light before you'll run out of ways to light it.
Meanwhile,
right.
But it's cool.
I like every
See,
time
that's the thing.
every time I want to smoke a cigarette, anytime I ever want to smoke a cigarette, I have to light it off the toaster.
I do
'cause I
have
can
one
never
thing.
find one.
Check your purse. That's where all the lights go.
Yeah.
I do have one thing that's odd.
Yo,
I don't want to do a quick subject change, but do you mind if I do? Just because we have a certain panel.
it sounds like you do. Go ahead. Take
You've
it away.
already decided,
Sounds
so
like
you
we
might
have- I just want to make you aware, Flo. I was on King Stevens yesterday.
Hello.
A lot of the narrative is always.
Oh, hey, Cynthia, what's
Think
up?
There with Flow State. By the way, I just saw your grimace.
Barely mentioned Flow
It's
State.
LP.
Mentioned
And
everyone
that
else.
Up there, Tarek was up there. I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
just
He's
wanted
got,
tattletale,
he's got
but
all
you
my
barely got
catfish
mentioned.
pictures.
Mhm.
All I
Wait,
said
what
was-
I'm catching from this is that Steven was talking shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
All I
I
said
want
was,
people we're
I'll
talking
say the
shit
shit I
about
said.
you.
I'll say
I want
everything
you
that I
to-
said right here.
Sir, you're going to let us go review that video like a real YouTuber, or you're not a real YouTuber.
Mhm.
All I said was Flow State's a psychopath. He's admitted to it, and that was it. That's all I said.
Mhm.
That was it.
A
No
lot of
harping.
people at choice words about you, Flow State.
I had
You're
choice words about Cynthia. Have you seen my new Grimace
I'm
meme?
not interested in your
Steven,
opinion.
that's a shame too, because
earlier.
Cynthia
It's a shame
called me and
Cynthia-
said that she had such a nice conversation with you.
She
Right.
did. She had a
Already
good
addressed-
conversation.
She did. She called me and said that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I already addressed you in earlier live. Flo, a lot of people though
I know
have
you
it-
did.
they're like, oh, you're a fake Christian.
Talked about me for hours.
You because you hang around Flow State, who's immoral.
I don't care who you
So-
hang around with.
Who has? They made fun of your hat with the horns. They made fun
Not
of
my hat.
They did? No, I never mentioned his hat.
and we were the
I never
people that-
saw the hat with the horn.
he was
Can you put it on?
irrelevant to me right now.
She's grouping everyone in together. What a
And
loser.
so I did was just wild. So I had to actually tell people to get off your
They,
My dick is big enough for everybody.
dick. Well,
Cynthia, I think Cynthia's got a brown
Makes
nose.
one of us.
Better,
Actually, a soft
better
queen,
head up.
Stephen just came
little
up
boy.
with love and attention.
I don't need attention, Cynthia.
right,
But
well-
have you seen Grimace, the new Grimace?
Yes, I just told you I saw it. He made me into a grimace, y'all.
You just saw it.
He's
You've been
now
watching,
running around.
you're watching my channel. You're Grimace.
He has the person. He has the grimace holding a fluffy stick.
They look
with
like little
French
pigtails.
She's Grimace.
What happened to Crispy?
fries.
Crispy, these are my scary demon horns.
They're not scary. They're little pigtails.
Whatever. They're
All right.
scary.
Well,
All
she got a
right.
point. She
I
did.
didn't say
So,
much
does
about
anybody-
Crispy.
Since we switched topics, does anybody want to tell me what the fuck Resto is talking about, wanting me to be a ringside girl in his kickboxing match?
Oh, Easy has challenged Resto to a kickboxing fight.
Easy knows Resto doesn't live in the U.S. anymore, right?
Who's Resto?
Yes, but Resto is going to fly where he is or wherever, going to Michigan, I suppose. He's planning on it.
Who's Resto? Is he related to Neve? Is her name Neve or Nev? Is
Neve.
that a her? Or
Yes, it's a her.
Steven.
No, you can't. He
He can't not take the low hanging fruit. Steven,
Yeah.
pick higher fruit than that.
higher. Just don't.
I'm not
be
aiming
scared.
for low fruit. I'm just
Like
wondering.
Neve.
I'm asking
Yes.
you a legit
No,
question.
you're aiming for low fruit.
Who's Resto
we get-
anyway? Who's Resto?
We get better fruit here. This is premium jungle
you don't
juice.
get
not
better
that low.
fruit here. You got Grimace
Resto
up
is a
there.
content creator.
Sasquatch and-
He's a content creator.
Oh, come on. He was just talking about how terrible I was.
Oh,
All right, that's fine.
I didn't
Go
call
ahead.
you terrible.
I'm sure it was something negative, but Flow State booted you
Negative.
before I got a chance to hit
He's
it.
pretty terrible though.
He is.
I'm bad. I'm a naughty individual. I do horrible things for fun.
Steven, it sucks because
What's
every
that?
time I talk to you, you are, you seem to, you have a nice way of about you, and you seem like you are a nice person.
Just a misunderstood
Please
Canadian.
Don't fall in love with me, Crispy. Please.
I'm not in love.
Please.
I'm not in love.
Please.
Crispy,
And then you're
since when have you
mean.
been in love with King Steven?
I'm not.
Please.
I'm not in love with King.
I
Steven.
called her deep fried. I said she's not crispy. She's deep fried.
Oh.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong
Not-
with that?
It's just
Another. Oh God. I don't know. Nothing's wrong with that, Steven. But yeah,
I mean,
it's a shame
Resto-
though. You're two-faced.
I don't know what
Who
you're
is
trying to
Resto?
extort out of me or bribe out of me, but you know how to do it. That's
Oh,
why
he's
you
that
bring it
little
up.
black guy, Resto. Is that who it is?
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's that little black guy.
I didn't say the N word. Hello, old Joe.
Hi, old Joe.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing?
We're
Good.
doing about normal. Everything is as
intention-
Have you
everything
met
is as it
Grimace
should
yet,
be.
old Joe? Have you met Grimace?
I haven't met Grimace. No.
I'm not even mad at it. I'm not even, you're still a piece of shit, though.
Oh, come on, Cynthia.
What?
Oh,
You're
still a
Grimace.
piece of shit.
You're Grimace. It goes well with the
No,
Baxter
you're a
Large.
piece of shit.
Have
You're
you
a
seen
piece of
Baxter
shit.
Large
I've
with the Big
already
Mac?
addressed this with- I've already
There you
He's riled
Eric,
up.
So now let me address it with you. Do you mind, Flow State, if I
What?
address this with Steven? I've already addressed this with Terry, so now let
Oh,
me.
he loves it.
I actually tried to have a conversation with you because I actually gained knowledge from the things that you were talking about. And whether how I feel about you personally, I can always respect anybody that I have a
You don't
conversation
know me personally.
Why are you on the other side of the room?
Why are you
respect
triggered?
anyone that I have a conversation with, because I'm cleaning house tonight and I
Why are
gotta
y'all triggered?
take you out, and so I'm escorting you out. So I want to make sure. No, I'm not wasting my
Grimace
time.
is triggered.
But I do want you to know, Yolanda and I are planning a video, and I am in the process of editing.
Go ahead.
We are, and so I
Please.
just want to make you aware of that. But for this point, other
Great.
than seeing me over here,
Give
this
me
will be the
give
last
me
time
free
I'm not going to be on
publicity.
the channel.
Thank you.
Oh no, I actually edited you all out and just kept Yolanda and
No,
I.
put
And
me in it. Put me in the video. Put me in the
I'm not
video.
saying
Come
you
on,
can
Cynthia.
How did you know that
Put
was
me in
his
the
video?
video.
You can go find an editor. I made the whole conversation between Yolanda
You
and I.
got some work to do, girl. Put me in the
You
video.
edited
Grimace.
everyone out. You edited
I
Steven out.
edited him out. I edited
Oh, come on.
everybody out. It is Yolanda.
Oh,
This
that's
10
Put me on
hours,
a
amazing.
pedestal.
15 minutes.
You're a
So
great
Put me on a
would
editor
you
pedestal.
too.
folks,
Cynthia,
would you folks
you
mind
got to
if I
say
jumped in
Steven
here?
is king.
Yes,
All
yes,
right,
you can.
pipe
King.
down,
Yes,
pipe down, pipe down. Old
old
Joe
Joe
would like
has
to make a
something to
statement.
say.
Old Joe
Come on,
wants to
old Joe.
take Flow State to task again.
Uh-oh.
And what I would like to do is if what I'm saying does not meet with the approval of the crowd, I would like to be shut down immediately by the
Okay.
panel. But when Flow State said, because I jumped in on a panel on Flow States about 2 weeks ago, and he kind of bashed me a little bit. So I want to take him to task on that.
All right.
So Flow State,
This
you
is still
said,
about the sincere thing, isn't it?
you know your man, don't you, Flow State?
Take him to
You
task.
get it. So when you say you expect better, you just told King Stephen you expect better than that. What do you mean?
Better than the low hanging fruit, the old transsexual trope.
Yeah.
So
And the slander of people of color.
sure.
Slander.
So one of the
What?
things that Flow State has mentioned is that he doesn't like the leading questions. So I've been trying to work on that. So let me make a solid statement, and then that gives everybody an opportunity to agree or disagree. My opinion is that there is authenticity in the panelverse. I believe it exists. However, I may be naive in how much of it exists. Am I overly naive, Flow State, in
I think you
the
are.
authenticity I expect
No
from
offense.
the panelverse?
You're a bit naive.
Hold on, let him get his question out, and then we'll
Yeah,
take
no,
an answer at it.
and King Stephen's perfectly. So take me through the naivete. Where specifically is my naivete?
Steven, go ahead since you've already started.
In assuming that the panelverse is authentic, I think most are actors, frauds, cockroaches, felons, liars, dirtbags, douchebags, fakes, phonies, inauthentic. I don't buy it. I think most of the panelverse is full of shit. That's what I think.
So my showing up to, let's say, the cup game where somebody shuffles the cups around and says, "Where's the P underneath the cup?"
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yes.
I show up. Let's say I show up and play that game and get tricked, and then
I lost $20. Mm-hmm.
let's say I express a moral indignation. Well, you shouldn't have tricked me like that. That's naivete, right? Is
Yes,
right.
Is my expectation that there should be some authenticity in the panelverse
Why would you
along the
expect
same
that?
lines as that?
Well, I'm asking you a question, old Joe. Why would you expect that? You might as well expect goodness to come out of a demon. It's
Well,
an
sure.
unreasonable expectation that you have.
King Stephen, that's a fabulous question. Why do you offer panels or shows on, let's say, the authenticity of the sovereign citizens? What is your point in that? Why are you doing that?
I'm exposing the whole panelverse, old Joe. I shouldn't have to
Why
explain
though?
it.
Why?
Some people
Why?
Hold on, sir.
can
I will expose myself given time.
Yeah.
Why am I doing it? I'm doing it for the benefit of humanity.
It sounds
you have a
like he's got you in
desire-
a corner.
You
I'm a
have a
king.
I think old
desire
Joe
for
has you in a
some
corner.
sort.
What he's pointing out is that you're pointing out a hypocrisy because you have the same underlying belief that old Joe has. Otherwise, you wouldn't bother pointing it out.
No, I'm not with old Joe
Boom.
at all. I'm extremely different from old Joe. I
But what
think
is your
old Joe's
purpose?
very
Your
naive
underlying
and I'm wise. I'm hip
No,
to the game, old Joe.
Why?
your underlying purpose for pointing out.
Oh, Joe, just remember this is one of all of us up here. So treat that as you will.
You know what? I have been on multiple panels with King Stephen.
Mhm.
I appreciate his perspective. I have not criticized his perspective, so I'm asking him, why is it that it's important for you to point out the naivete of the sovereign citizens? Why do you bring that to the table?
Because no one else is doing that, and I think it's all risk with almost no reward, and it's
Yeah, but who
leading
gives
to
a
some
shit?
people.
Why
Just
does it
listen.
matter?
What gives a shit? It's leading to some losing their lives, getting arrested. It's leading to some harm to some very naive people. And I'm putting out a warning. I don't do that show after show, but I did a live stream on that. If it bothers you, I don't know why it bothers you. I cover all sorts of topics on my show, and that's one of the
So
ones I did cover.
authenticity matters, in your opinion.
Yeah, and I'm authentic.
Okay.
I think that whole movement is all risk with almost no reward.
Check
So
No one
Joe-
else on
Joe.
YouTube is saying it.
And I think authenticity does matter, oh Joe, absolutely. However, it's
You
rare.
don't have it though.
And I think there are people that
You're
pretend
inauthentic.
to be authentic, and the fact that you keep over talking me
You're
lets
a
me know you're
grimace.
trying to stop me. I think that people pretend to have it, and I think that that is a game that they come up here to play for whatever reason. They can justify it. They can say, "Hey, I'm pointing out other people's flaws. I'm doing it for good." For whatever way you want to slice it or dice it, it's manipulation, and they're playing that game. And they will prey on people who are authentic or who are people pleasers just to play the game the long way. Stephen is a perfect example of that.
Not at all. I don't manipulate anybody. I
Shout out
expose
to the
the
Rumble
frauds.
viewers.
I expose the frauds and the grifters.
But why,
with their
Stephen?
handouts
Why?
and money.
Why
Lies.
bother?
Well, someone's got to do it, old Joe. Just like somebody's got to throw out the trash, right? You
But
don't
why?
complain about people
What's the
picking
point
out.
of throwing out the
Why?
trash if
Why?
the trash
Do
doesn't
you
matter?
complain when they throw out the trash when you put your garbage out and somebody puts it in the truck? Someone has
So
to do
you're
it.
essentially stating that you're
I'm
joining
cleaning up
the
YouTube. I'm cleaning up. I'm throwing out
cleaning
the
it up
trash.
with your
Clean
words,
up YouTube.
yet you really want to get down and wallow in it with us
I'm
as if
throwing
you're
out the
really about-
trash.
You don't seem to be throwing anything except minor
I'm throwing out the
insults.
trash.
Very true.
But like I said,
Old Joe's
it's
very
just a game that
confused.
they play. It's a game that they play.
It's not a
Because at the
game. I'm
end
not
of the
playing
day,
a
there
game.
are people, Sasquatch, at the end of the day, there are people that have creative forces in them that can come on here. Flow State is a perfect example.
I'm
He
very
can come on
creative.
here and he can push
Way
a
more creative.
button and everybody can fly.
Use your creativity in your trolling. It would be more
Way
effective.
more
Cynthia,
It would be
Cynthia,
more
and
inclined.
Sasquatch. Cynthia and Sasquatch, you're both fabulous. I love listening. Do you mind if I ask King Stephen a question and see if he will answer honestly?
Old Joe, I think you reached a certain level and maxed out. I don't think you're going any higher. That's what I think.
I may have indeed. I may have.
I think you
in
have.
fact,
I think
in
this is
fact,
the level you're at.
I may have overachieved what I'm capable of, but even
Overachieved, maybe. I don't know. I don't know
even that,
you.
I would like to ask you a simple
But
question.
better luck
if you
next
might.
lifetime, old Joe.
Would you
Do you
mind
know what
if I
that
asked you a
means?
very simple question,
Go ahead.
King Stephen?
Go ahead.
King Stephen, I asked the same question of Team Fatty. Are you a pursuer of the truth, or are you simply a contrarian?
I'm a seeker of the truth, and if you watch my show and watch my videos on my channel, you click on the little tab that says videos and
We're not
study
going
my
to, though.
Esoterica series, you might learn something.
King
You might
Stephen,
possibly
what is the
learn
difference
something,
between
old
if
Joe.
you could describe to me in your words, what is the difference between a seeker of the truth or a contrarian? What is the difference between those two?
I think contrarians are just saying things to disagree, not necessarily what they really believe.
How many people do you think that would agree that that's a perfect description of your personality?
Resto, thank you for the donation. I'm waiting for this to surface. Okay, just no. Bye, Steven from Resto. How much is that?
Yep.
Did Steven go? I didn't want him to go.
Yep.
Well, he's
that's
backstage.
interesting. Do you find Steven to be authentical, Joe?
No, I think Steven touches on the truth once in a while. And what I would
But
wonder,
you know,
what is,
some people touch on other things, and that shit's illegal. There needs to be careful touching stuff, especially if you don't know where it's been.
yeah, no, and I wonder on what his motives are. I have not dialed into them. Although I think I have, I could be mistaken.
Well, I think
Resto, how long did you do that for?
Cynthia, you mentioned the authenticity of Flo on one of your videos I watched just recently. Was that
Yes.
accurate, or?
Well, no, Flo has authentic bullshit. See, that's the thing. Is like he's not feeding you a lot of trash because he wants to deceive you. He's feeding you a lot of trash because A, it's entertaining, B, it's funny, C, nobody's called him on it, and people give him money occasionally, well, especially
But
when
does
it's
he
really.
lie about it though? Does he say,
Right.
"I'm doing one thing and then do another"?
No.
I suspect he might if it paid well enough.
It definitely, he could be bought. I also said that Flow State can be bought on here, but Flow State doesn't come on here and pretend to be some nice guy and then
He can't-
turn around and do this to you and you're shocked. He lets
But-
you know. But more importantly,
I am not a nice person. I strive every minute of the day to be nice, and I fail miserably at it.
he doesn't make a big deal about it. The next day you can come back over and it's like nothing happened. And I can respect that. He doesn't try to change anybody that comes on this panel. He allows people a place where they can be themselves. That's
Yeah.
true authenticity.
He can't be bought completely. I mean, I think that someone just found that out recently.
Oh, Izzy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
Izzy was shit testing me.
Mhm.
Yo, I feel like I got kicked out of the club, Flow State. And
What?
I feel like when I got kicked out of the club, on the way out, I punched Izzy in the face. When so I'm okay with it. That was hilarious.
The
So you
best.
justified your exit through violence?
Yeah, because whenever you get kicked out of a club, it always turns out that way. But I was just saying because
When you're swinging, I'm sure it does.
But no, Izzy is in permanent. She's in the same sort of situation that fucking Tarek found himself in. Except hers is undefined, right? Like Tarek's is a clear set $100. Izzy was just shit testing me too much, and like her contributions, while appreciated, don't get her that sort of leeway to just run roughshod anywhere she wants.
oh, yeah.
I kind of ran into a problem with her when I was trying to schedule a show. She rescheduled twice, and I'm not positive I told her specifically, but I don't reschedule more than twice. I never can talk to you again if you force me to back it up twice. Yeah, it just gets removed, and we move on with our lives, man. I mean, I'm not
And so that's sort of where.
Well, I
That's-
think she's great when she shuts the fuck up.
Well, that's where she's at now. She's bragged enough about being able to buy whatever she wants. She can surely figure out how to buy herself out of this.
No, apparently she said she was trolling you this whole time.
Well, okay, I'm trolling her
Sure.
back then.
Oh, another
Yeah.
Vippy. Okay.
I mean, we can do the troll thing if you like.
Yeah,
I'm
like-
not. You're not going to find out I'm doing it. You'll just suspect I'm doing it, and it'll be horrible. But I'm
We're all
not doing.
trolling everything here, right? Like, I'm just
Well, hey,
trolling her back
everyone.
by putting her in timeout.
I am going to jump down again. I think that in part, King Stephen gets a bad rap, which is why I was trying to question him. But there are elements of his answers that,
Let me answer your thought before you go.
sure.
I think that what is the Panelverse? If you consider what it is, then you are naive to expect that out of it. That said, you do find it. People are, I don't know if authentic is the right word, but people have a hard time bending too far out of character for too long.
So is it like kayfabe? like in professional wrestling, where there is an element of somebody's personality that's authentic. Okay, let's give an example. And I don't know if you're comfortable with this, but the lady who was saying her man was mind controlled. We talked about this before with Team Fatty. Is that all garbage? Is that all totally manufactured, or does that
No.
person really believe that?
If it were totally manufactured, it wouldn't be any good. And you know, you can find it. Here's the thing. I think it is naive to come here expecting authenticity. I don't think it is naive to think that you'll find it. And for whatever reason, like I've never staged anything. It's not because I think that you all should be able to come to YouTube and find authenticity. I think it's because for whatever reason, my ego is just that big. Right?
Also,
Like I
it
said,
takes effort to stage some trash. If you're going to stage, you have to plan it, you have to think about it, and then you have to find someone to do it with you, or else it doesn't contain veracity.
it will
Then-
happen organically.
You have to third party observe what your plan is so that you can find all of the errors that you've already done in planning it, right? So you film it and then you bring someone else that's not associated with the project in to watch it, to try to find any of, like, the fact that the clock's at the wrong time, the fact that, you know, the sun's coming through the window at the wrong angle, that kind of stupid stuff, so that you can actually you know, pull it off. What
Right.
you can't do is just throw that trash out there and expect the autistic people that are watching us not to find out that, by the way, your hamster's not dead because it's still sitting in the cage in the back of your set.
So
And,
that's an excellent point. And I'm going to put a question directly to Squatch here, so he can answer it for me. I had made a judgment on Flo's top 5 internet adversaries. We had ranked them in descending order from 5 to 1. The
Who were they again?
information that
Who are they?
the information that I am using to make that decision, Squatch, is it accurate or is it manufactured?
And you're deriving that information from what you've seen in
Yes.
your watching of the Panelverse. Do you
Yeah.
rewatch old streams?
And I can name the individuals for you if you like.
Do you watch old streams? Do you
Not-
rewatch streams?
Maybe a year would be the oldest, or 8 months.
But if it's like yesterday or the day before,
That's an excellent question. No, I would not go back and watch another stream and analyze
all
it.
right. But there's a reason I asked the question. It's because that would determine how much time you can actually dedicate to the investigation of Flo's nemesis, right?
Okay.
Which means you're only observing the interactions that take place when you are actively present at a live stream that they are actively present in.
That's
Right.
accurate. That's accurate.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're missing an awful lot of context around the little pokes and jabs that are taking place on panel. I'm not saying it makes you wrong. I'm just saying there's a lot that goes on that you're not necessarily current on.
But
Right.
it's not made up. The stuff that I'm observing is authentic. It's not made
Correct.
up.
Correct. Yeah, correct.
I'll give you that.
And Old Joe, I'd like to point something out. The premise of your question, I don't know if this is quite verbatim, but was something to the effect of, well, is it authentic to the degree that I perceive? But you never actually said what that degree is. Because the truth is, there is authenticity, and then there is act or play stage with people. And the question is to what degree, but you didn't actually state what your degree is, so you'd be the only one that could answer that.
Well, that's it. So, Base Oracle, that's an excellent point. So, any errors in my judgment aside, if I am making errors in judgment, that's on me. But if somebody is intentionally trying to create an image that doesn't exist, then that's on them. Is that fair?
They
to
won't
say?
last long. They won't. Yeah, and they won't last long. I don't think you spend too much time online and you're put under too much pressure.
Let
If
me
I'm
give you an
projecting
example of something that I think is you're kind of at the point to, right? This part of the whole conversation you're
And
having.
Sasquatch, I want your opinion on what I just said too, because I don't even know if I think that's true.
So when I started my channel, my original plan was to read Westerns, but I ended up being something of a live streamer by default because my microphone was trash. And so I had this brilliant idea where I was going to be a Sasquatch and read headlines as though I believed them and supported them, even if the two following headlines were counterintuitive to the original, right? All three of them are correct because they're from mainstream news, and I don't have the discernment to be able to distinguish fact from fiction because I'm a Sasquatch. And that was kind of the joke, right? It was
That's so layered
good.
for most people.
I know, but I was planning for like several years of content to go up based around this concept. And anyway, it didn't work out because I can't do that trash with a straight face. I can't do it. I filmed maybe 10 or 12 of them, and in every one of them, you can literally see the pain of not laughing at this moronic shit. I can't keep it off my face. When stupidity starts, it just shows up. I get that weird look on my face and start poking holes in it because it's fun. And so I can't do that. I suggest it to other people all the time, though, because I think it would be hilarious. But do you get my point?
No.
No. As far as
Say it in a sentence, not an analogy.
Other people might be capable of pretending to be a certain way, but your normal everyday person is not going to be able to achieve that level of believability over time. Like I could do it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but that was the absolute limit of my video because I would end up leaving the room and banging my head really hard onto something because this is dumb.
Which was also my point. Is that at some point, like we're just here too much.
Yeah. Your knee-jerk response. Perfect example are political channels. You have a lot of political left-wingers who grift as right-wingers because they believe right-wingers are stupid and they can take their money. It's a classic mid-con, a short.
Shout out to that Freudian slip.
Which one?
Mid-con.
He said which one? Multiple Freudian slips.
That was a good one.
Well, fucking oops then.
Playing the long game, old Joe. They play it. And
but it's not a game.
Cynthia can't do it. Cynthia can't do it. But look, I make the joke, but it's not really a joke a lot, that this is a cluster B playground.
Mm-hmm.
And I absolutely think that you don't need to manufacture shit. If you just throw a handful of narcissists and sprinkle in a few psychopaths onto a panel and just let it go, it'll do its own damn thing.
It's like a slow cooker.
Why does
you
that
don't cook it all the time. You just let the goodness flow.
Right.
Why does it sell? Is that what you asked?
Yes, the question is, at what point are you culpable for buying a false narrative that has a payoff to you? And at what point are you being conned? And at what point is the con man culpable for selling it to you?
Good con cannot be attached to the con man. It is yourself that buys into the philosophy that makes you give them money.
You
do that. They don't.
At the end of the day, it's you. It's your responsibility.
So you don't hold the con man accountable for scamming you, ever.
How am I going to hold a tiger accountable for having stripes? A con man is a con man.
It's the intent. And what it comes back to in the Panelverse is where Flo's short with myself was, why do we come here? What are we doing? We're seeking commonality. We're seeking authenticity. And in some cases,
seeking entertainment, bro.
Not every
Sometimes, but Squatch, do you think in some cases these people become friends?
Absolutely.
I would certainly hope so, but quite often.
So if they betray that, are they culpable for that?
It's now different. It's now a different playing field. I have people I met on YouTube, but now only talk to them in real life. We're now on a different playing field. But there's other people that it's only on YouTube always, so it's a different
Cynthia, I feel like you analogize far too many parts of your life to being a game that you can win. There are some things you simply cannot win.
Oh, I agree, but there's always things that you can have defenses and guardrails and barriers up.
You want a piece of that, Flo? Come on.
Well, she knows that I think at some point, if you put up too many guardrails, you've lost just by the fact that you spend all your time running around putting no guardrails.
But not only that, you've also completely curtailed the concept of real discourse because you only surround yourself with people that agree with you. That's not a conversation. That's an echo chamber.
I don't
Mean Bodine, I read your chats.
I don't surround myself only with people that agree with me, or else I wouldn't be up here talking to you in flow state most of the time, and Joe Cool. So that negates what you just said there. And
I think it does.
And going back to what Ojo say, there's at some point you have to put that authenticity up, and that has to be put away, and you have to become a character on here for whatever reason, whether it be.
Well, I don't necessarily think you become the character. I think the character is what you are after they've defined what that character is. You don't get to define your own identity. Other people identify you. You identify me as being, some racist white guy from Georgia because I'm white and from Georgia. You don't make any bones about it. You just do it in praxis. You put it into the conversation as though that's a normal thing for people to believe, when actually that's monstrous. And I'm not going to play along with it. On the other hand, you're capable of believing whatever you like, and you can say anything you like about it. But the street goes both ways.
Absolutely.
Right?
I myself think Squatch just made a great point. Is it about what makes you comfortable? If you exist in that world that makes you comfortable, is there a whole pile of the world you're missing out on? Like to label somebody as a racist white guy because of where he lives. Are you gonna live in another world than that?
Well, I mean, she can identify me however she sees
Well,
fit.
I also label because he says his name is Caucasian, Sasquatch, and because of some of the conversations we have. I have a better connection, I would say, with Sash and Flo than I do other people, most people, when it comes to and Joe. I just disagree. I totally just disagree. And perhaps it's because I'm a woman, perhaps because it's different. And I grew up pre-internet, and I understand the difference between the two worlds. I disagree with y'all.
Okay. And let me shout out Mean Bodine again, and anybody watching on Rumble. Shout out to the Rumble viewers.
Absolutely. The rarest thing I've ever seen is a chatting Rumbler.
Right? Are you a bot?
Dude, like, you got me suspicious now.
Next thing you know, there's going to be a comment under that Rumble video that says, I've been watching you for a long time. I really think you're going to go somewhere. If you could just click this link and email me.
No, you got to contact me on Signal or Telegram.
Right. We're not Mean Bodine. We appreciate you watching. Nobody's contacting you on your Telegram.
Right. Well, I mean, Cynthia might, but she's weird.
Yeah, I'm super duper weird.
Well,
sorry.
Oh, you go ahead, Cynthia.
I also think Sasquatch, as you grow, and I'm not talking in terms of growing in numbers, but as you grow, you were talking about earlier how you wanted to come out reading the Rustins, but you understood that wasn't your character. You and I've had this conversation before. Once I find my rhythm and flow, I'm taking off. I think that once you start to grow into that person, you do have to put up these certain guardrails, barriers, whatever you want to call them, just in order to keep you on that path. Like, the path has to become narrow.
Meanwhile, I think narrowing your path forward is a negative to most channels. Because, okay, let's say you start a channel to do crochet. You're going to crochet doilies. That's what you're going to do. That's your channel, right? It would be very strange for you to go in and do a full expose on your son's Hot Wheels collection.
Right.
But at the same time, it would reach a totally different audience from your crochet videos. So is it a bad thing or a good thing? It fudges the numbers and the analytics, but at the same time, it also gives you a boost of subscribers and interaction that you would not have otherwise gotten. This is why I'm not a fan of your idea of trying to tailor down to a specific topic. Instead, you should pick that whatever topics you like up as parts of what you do, rather than trying to base your entire channel on just a concept or an idea. That's the problem I ran into, is the concept was too narrow.
Okay. So
It also would be weird if you were crocheting doilies, by the way.
exactly. It would be weird if I was crocheting and went to the opposite end into cartwheels. You tried to use the whole entire story. What
Actually,
I'm saying,
I might
what
watch you do hot rolls. That sounds hilarious.
okay. So what I'm saying is I have been the content creator. I have tried to do the lives, and I'm now starting to get into the vlogs. I'm now realizing that my filming and my editing and my putting stories together might be my lane. In order to go down that lane, I need to narrow that. But once I hit this narrow road, it will open up. At some point, there does need to be the blinders on, eyes on the prize. Let's go. And in order of doing that, you have to set people aside. You have to have those barriers, guardrails, whatever you want to call them again, because you're on a mission. You're on a path.
We'll see.
Saying that you keep taking it from
It's
this.
too early to know. It's too early to know if your approach is right.
Exactly. So all I keep saying, all I can do is wait on time, and all I can do is keep doing me and step in and trust.
I hope someone is clipping these sniffs.
Right.
Why?
I'm not sniffing. It's not me. I'm not sniffing at all.
I thought you were saying clipping this. Okay.
Oh, man. I get shit for not even.
Okay,
I'm not
so-
sniffing. I don't know who was sniffing on the panel, but it's not me.
Oh.
If
Who the fuck just
all right,
did that?
all right. I'll use some specific creators as examples. You've got Captain Curmudgeon. His only interest is in reading news and history. They're not necessarily mutually exclusive, but they don't exactly go together well, right? He does current events and historical events, and okay, whatever, right? You can work with that. That's the thing he does. Did you know that he got most of his subscribers by doing parody songs?
I think you have told me this story before.
I knew that, but I forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
He had been considering doing it for years, and I suggested he do it, and I told him I'd do one if he did one, and his was much, much, much better than mine. Like 500,000 views better than mine. Like homie threw one down.
Okay.
Right?
So,
This is something he had considered, but would never have actually done without at least getting a swift kick in the ass from somewhere. I'm sure his wife told him to. His daughters had told him to. He sings stupid shit all the time when he's just sitting backstage writing notes, right? He just does it off the cuff, and it's hilarious. But he would never have recorded it and sat down and did the video and all that silliness without a good swift kick in the ass, you know?
as he was switching over, did he abandon the whatever
No, no.
he was doing prior, or did he have two different lanes?
He took his current events thing into a live stream show that I helped him develop, and he started uploading his videos as after the live stream type stuff, and he put most of his parody songs behind his membership wall type thing. He releases them for a few weeks and then puts them behind the membership, so that if you're not a member and you search his channel, you get there, you find a bunch of current event stuff and maybe a song, maybe two, right? But if you pay for the membership, there's a whole bunch of wild crap back there.
Hold on, I gotta put Crispy out of misery. Your mic picks up more than other. You're not having any feedback on this one, but it's super sensitive, so we can hear every breath.
Oh, God, that wasn't me, Sasquatch.
You are so.
I'm just giving her the information she's looking for.
All right.
Also,
So did we
that's another
answer,
thing.
Did we answer
What-
the question?
I'm sorry,
Authenticity in the panelverse? Yes or no? Do we all
Does
come
it
here
matter,
for
or
kayfabe?
is it there?
It's not a yes or no question.
It's really not.
It's an and.
Yeah.
Okay, is there a type of authenticity that's acceptable? Is there a type of inauthenticity that's acceptable? I believe
Okay, yeah.
something sells.
In this
I believe
case,
something sells here, and
Can
it's
that
not
even
lying.
can that be a general statement, or would that be different for each person?
Well, it's still general. It's still a good, solid, general statement, I think, because the inauthenticity that is acceptable is typically the things that are like a consistent joke, or like the joke about Crispy sniffing. It may have happened once on one stream, but forever he will jerk her chain about it, and everybody in chat will giggle, and so it's a standard part of the program now. Whether it happens or don't, nobody's certain, but we pretend it does, and it's funny, right? That is inauthentic. It really is, but it is an authentic joke that authentically makes people laugh. So it is authentic entertainment from an inauthentic circumstance. What type of inauthentic? Jesus, this is becoming difficult. Reality. Are we trying to discuss reality, or are we discussing the panelverse? That's the thing, is the panelverse is not reality, and trying to find reality in the panelverse is a bit misplaced, I think.
So that comes back to the questions that we were talking about earlier on. Some people, this is the only connection. They live far out in the country. They're in isolation, and this is all that they have. So it is more of their reality than, say, somebody who comes up here and does a character.
Oh, no, you're talking perspective now. You're not talking reality. Reality is objective.
But it is their reality, though. This is where they come to get a conversation, where they come.
But it's not reality. This is
you.
YouTube.
I see what she's talking about, though.
I hear what she's saying. She's just being a bit disingenuous with what she means.
No,
she
I'm not
means
disingenuous. I'm telling you, this is something I wonder if y'all factor in.
You're using the definition of reality completely out of place. You're not speaking about reality. You're speaking about someone's feelings about reality. Reality is objective. You can go and knock on a log. It's really freaking there. The panelverse is not real.
And reality is, somebody can live in a town of 700 people and have nobody to talk to after 6 o'clock at night. And all human people long for a connection, and they can turn it on to YouTube, and they can check into Flow. They can check into Sasquatch. They can check into Ojo, Crispy, and Cynthia.
And do you think that they were checking into reality?
I have talked to. I feel like these are my people to talk to. But it is their people that they're talking to.
But you're still talking about a subjective concept using objective terms. That's the issue I have with it.
So it is okay. It is they have built that connection. That is the only people that they talk to. So for instance, Crispy and I talked earlier. When you're having a good panel, and somebody will come up and be like, "Oh my gosh, my dog just died," and you're thinking,
dog just died.
Mm-hmm. Why did you just do this to my panel, as a content creator? But then you look at it from their side, there's nobody else they have to talk to. So was
that's not your issue. You're a panel host. You're here to host the panel, to maintain terms of service on your channel, and to protect your channel.
Moving the goalpost.
But you're going with a hypothetical individual who lives in the middle of freaking nowhere, has no friends, and is just an imagination that you made up.
An individual who just told me today I'm in isolation. I'm sorry, just told me this week I'm in isolation, and this is where I come to talk to people. And I'm also speaking on an experience of where there was a content creator that somebody just came up and talked about so-and-so died. I think it might have even been your close.
I think it was me.
So
your job
do happen
as a panel moderator or as a panel host.
I'm talking about this is the reality. I'm talking about that is reality. That is all they had to talk to.
Okay, it might be their reality, but why does that affect you so strongly that you alter your own rules in your own channel to allow trash to take place that you do not approve of on a panel?
How is that trash? How is that?
Because you do not approve of it on a panel. You just said that why would people do this, and should you tolerate that type of authenticity?
No, we were talking about this. This is real to some people, and you were saying no, this isn't reality, and I was saying yes.
It's not reality.
What do you mean it's not reality?
I mean, okay, if someone comes to the panelverse, especially the drama section of the panelverse, expecting to find anything that represents anything near reality, they will be sadly disappointed, which I think is kind of where Old Joe is at the moment.
And you do hear it all the time.
You do that.
But I think that
Sasquatch, you're in a house full of people. There are probably half of these people are in a house with no one.
Sasquatch,
how many of those people
repeat that? Where you think Old Joe is at the moment? Sorry, I missed that.
you're reaching the point where you're starting to realize that the authenticity you seek may not be found. The droids you seek are not here. This might
could
not be
very
the
well
best
be
place to look
accurate.
for authenticity.
He
Right.
might
That
be
is an
winning the
excellent-
argument too, though, in a way. I mean,
It's an
it's,
excellent
and-
observation, though.
But
So
there's
where
an-
are the
there's-
droids I seek? Do they not exist? Is it? Have I made my question clear? Is
well,
what
I
it is.
think that you have until you ask the question. That question.
Okay, so let me try and
Then
clarify.
it makes me think we're answering the wrong thing.
No, and that's accurate. So, what do we come here for?
I'm authentic, Joe. I think, although you think I'm not because of my, I'm not
Snips.
speaking in my accent, but I mean, I am who I am on here. Like, I'm
But
not
the
anybody different.
I agree, Crispy, but the question stands: why do we come here every evening? Why?
I think we come here because for the different characters that are here, you know, the different people.
I don't know why
that
you're
we've met.
here, but I'm here for the delicious chaos.
Is it purely entertainment, or is it something else? Do you think King Stephen was so devastated when his channel was taken down because it lost the entertainment value? Or was there something else that was lost in that moment?
Yeah, probably friendships. Yeah,
So
I would think.
there's
I
something
think that there's. Yeah,
There's something that matters. What is it then?
I think it's the people here for sure. I think that we all get together because we like one another. I'm not here for to fight with people or anything like that, but Flo thinks I am.
You know what kayfabe is? You know what kayfabe is in professional wrestling? It's
No.
It's that storyline. So kayfabe is the terminology that's applied to the fakeness of professional wrestling. It's not actual competition. The results are predetermined. They're scripts that these people are acting out. It used to be when I was a kid, that wasn't publicly acknowledged. It was known, but the fact that it was fake was kind of disputed. Well, now we all
Yes.
know it. We
Right.
know. So is the Panelverse kayfabe? Is that what it is?
Not that
I've
much.
seen-
And I think it depends on the panel and it depends on the person watching. I know that I have a lot of people who are here for connections to Cynthia's point. And even though this feels like something nobody should say in self-reference, I think that I am more genuine than most people. I lived basically my whole life living double life. And so when I got popped publicly by the cops, I kind of enjoyed not doing that at all anymore. And so I don't. And so even to the example earlier, when it's like somebody comes in here because their friend just died and wants to have a moment of silence, I authentically don't know your friend and don't want to do that. Right.
Flo, do you mind if I ask you a couple of authentic questions now?
Sure.
Because there is some commonality here. And we've talked about projection before. And you're aware of the danger of projection. So saying, okay, this guy
Projection or rejection?
Projection is when somebody has, when you perceive.
I just
when
didn't
you're on-
understand what word you said.
Okay. Projection. Is that better?
Okay. Yes.
When you're on the outside of a scenario and you look at somebody else's scenario and mistakenly say, this person has commonality with me, therefore they must have been thinking this. That's projection. And it leads to devastating misinterpretation of a scenario. At least in my training, it does. So if I ask you this question, when you are in a scenario, I'm going to ask you to compare two scenarios and tell me which one is more intriguing to you. One you're in, is it IC3? Was the guy IC3?
Yes.
You're talking with him and his friends and trying to sort out an intellectual quandary there, or you're making big money with a commercial client giving out a bank loan. Which one intellectually and emotionally is more fulfilling to you?
This one.
IC3. Even though the financial reward is nowhere near the same.
Right. Nowhere near.
So which would you choose in the end? I know it's
This
a
one.
leading question, and it may be a poorly framed question.
Sure. No, this one, obviously.
Even given the fact that you could provide for your family better, you could provide for your daughter better in the previous scenario, would you
Yes.
still choose to be in this one here?
Yes.
How come?
I enjoy it more.
Okay, let me ask this question then. And Squatch pointed this out before. When we talk about the change of career you had between the banking and now,
Mhm.
you speak about that with less anxiety than you do when some of the people in the panelverse are inauthentic with you. Is that accurate?
Yes, it is.
You're
How
saying
come?
he's more
What does that
passionate.
mean?
He's more passionate, I think, is what he's saying.
I get what
About
he's
that.
saying. He's saying that I get more frustrated when talking about somebody who's bullshitting me.
Well,
Oh,
one scenario holds more value to you than the other does. And I say this, Flo, because I'm in exactly the same position. And that's why the projection is so dangerous. So you have one position that held a lot of financial value and status, but really in the end, even probably when you were in it, didn't hold as much value as what you're doing now.
But you used to rob banks, so Joe, that's the difference.
No, but I agree with him.
and you say you get frustrated with people when they BSing on here.
When they bullshit me, I think, Joe. What I'm not sure what.
Yeah,
you're thinking of
absolutely,
Well, it comes
100%.
down
He's on the mail.
me.
Yes.
it comes
It's-
down to what you value. So what
The
what you
issue
come back
is,
to-
in order for them to try to run that line of bullshit, they have to think you're an idiot, and that's
There's-
where Flo trips up on it.
Good point.
Well-
There's an implied insult when people try to bullshit me to my face.
Great.
Okay, so
So
to
the
me,
question
when
I have is what holds the real value to you? And I know it's almost autistic in the way I keep coming back to it. But
Almost.
It's that
On the
authenticity piece.
spectrum.
Was there phoniness? The corporate world that Flo existed in before, where he was giving out bank loans, the phoniness was accepted. It was a part of doing business,
Right.
right? In my opinion, anyways.
It is. Yeah.
And when in my it reflects back on what I'm asking about the panelverse. What draws us back here? It's that authenticity. Now, is it the authenticity that I'm saying draws us back here? Is that only an illusion, or is it real?
I think for me, I'd say it's real, but it's not. I would say that for me, that's not the primary thing. I don't think that authenticity is. I mean, look at the stream title. It's the autonomy.
The freedom.
Yeah.
Check that out, old Joe. What you think? It's a good one, right?
I think his mic is
Old Joe, you're muted. If
he cut out.
No, I muted myself. No, I
Oh.
do believe it's real. That's why I take issue with Flo telling me that I was naive to say it was real. This is the point I'm making.
I'm not sure.
Why you said that? Oh no.
No, I know what he's talking about. Old Joe is going to take the long way to win this debate.
Let's hear it. What did he say that you? What did
he
you
was
say
getting
earlier?
frustrated. Man, what's Old Joe? Jog my memory.
Joe, you said it's real. Old Joe, what did you tell Flo take issue with when you said it was real?
Basically, what I had said is we were discussing Andrew Wilson and
Yeah.
some of the bullshit that he had fed people.
Right.
My doctor told me to smoke 2 packs a day, crap
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And I had taken issue with that, especially since young guys like VO Pod were smoking on their podcast. And I'll say this publicly, I believe they are emulating him. You have others that have supined
It's
themselves
just-
to him.
Okay.
I'm not emulating him. I've been smoking long before I knew who Andrew was.
I do not believe that at all. But what you did take issue with and here's how I prove that while I am a Flo sidekick, I am not a acolyte in the way that the Andrew Wilson acolytes are, because I will disagree. So Flo had said, okay, I don't think that you can expect authenticity in the panelverse. If somebody behaves that way and people emulate them, that's on them. because you should expect
It
phoniness.
is on them. It
He
is
did
on
take
them.
the long way too, Flo. He did
It
take the
is
Yeah,
long
on them,
but
though.
do you expect phoniness in the panel verse or authenticity?
You can expect phoniness in real life. When I was younger, a lot of people used to imitate dope fiends and pimps, and them dudes was they was fake. The smile and the whole act that they did. This is a tweaker trying to get a rock, so he's doing a production for you. He dancing, he rapping. I can fix a car, the host. He is not a real person in real life. He's not real. And if you see him outside of trying to get something from you, he's completely a different person. He's
Okay,
not
can you
doing all that dance.
criticize that person for doing that?
I
Is
wouldn't,
it
because
fair?
I understand that when you're trying to get something from somebody, you might have to do a production. So when he
You
used
support
to,
that behavior?
when in his, yeah, I support it because some
I
people have to
don't.
do that to get through
It's the
life.
guy at the bank, so it's the equivalent to earlier. It's the
Right.
guy
So
at the bank.
yes, a part of his job is the customer's right. He got to smile at people that he's no BSing him. So if that's what its job used to be, I gotta kiss behind
Kristen
for this
giggles. Give me the
person.
finger, and let me see your face. You can cam back down.
Oh God, hold on.
Oh, shits and giggles. We've talked before, haven't we?
Hold on, man. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Hold on, man.
Great,
Hold on,
great
hold on,
Mike.
hold on.
This is
So yeah,
this is a real person here.
you
Yeah.
got
I
to put
am
on a
real.
production up here, and if
You're
somebody's
good.
finna
You're
trip
good.
out
I took the
because you're
banner
putting on
down.
a production,
Hi,
I don't
shits and
understand that.
giggles.
What's up?
This is about to get fun.
Yeah, it is. No, actually, it's not. What do you? I've only been here for like maybe 8 minutes. I
Oddly
almost feel like you're
specific.
talking about what I want to like bring to you, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
We're being psychoanalyzed by old Joe up here through very leading
Right,
questions.
okay.
Because he
No,
wants
you
us
know,
to be certain
and
people.
and the leading
Right, okay.
questions piece is very important.
This is going to be like a really bad thing.
I want to be
I'm
jerked
not
up
staying
short.
long if you don't mind. Dude, I've been awake for like 2 days. So I'm not even joking. So
All right.
as of midnight this morning, all the port authorities are closed down on the East Coast.
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know if you guys know this.
I have not seen that.
All the ports went on strike.
Every one of them are down. That means we're not getting any imports from anything.
On the East
For
Coast?
or from gas, food, medicine.
The
People even.
perishables are going already, and they're estimating 3 weeks till shit go to holy hell.
Dude, people are saying within 3 days is going to.
Well, all the perishables it's too late already now.
Right.
But Georgia's already lost everything, so good freaking luck on that one going to
Right.
hell.
I better make
So
sure my
it was a
batteries
heads
are
up.
charged.
So it's South and North Carolina. I spoke, well, no, I didn't speak with them. I was watching a video of a woman that was in North Carolina, and her husband's father, that's a cop, or well, a chief, is advising everyone to have weapons with the safety off.
I like
if they
that guy.
walk the
I
street.
want to vote for that man.
That's crazy. Just a heads up.
No, that's normal. That's everyday activity.
safety is
around
off.
here.
Yeah, well, that's there. I'm in Massachusetts.
Y'all have fun.
I took a ride around my town, and 2 out of 4 gas stations, I saw a car in 2 of them with trunks open with gas cans being filled up.
All right.
So
It
we're already
sounds.
up in Massachusetts,
Hold on. Sound
and
like you're
people are
saying.
freaking the fuck out.
Sound like
Um,
Are you saying there's a run on gas, or no? One
Yes.
dude with
It
gas
already
tanks. If
happened.
there's a run on gas, shouldn't it be
Yep.
gas lines as opposed to one dude with his trunk
Yeah,
open
we have
filling his
gas
lawnmower?
lines here.
Gas,
Gas lines as far
gas
as the eye could see
station.
at every single
gas
Now
station.
filling
that
station.
makes more sense.
Gas
Right.
stations.
Yeah,
Dude,
gas
they're
stations
already
should have
freaking out.
lines.
Just a heads up.
Yeah.
And
Appreciate
if this shutdown stays more than 3 days, it will turn into a crisis. They can't, even with the food that's already here, they're gonna run out of gas to ship it to like certain places.
I've
In my
survived
little
every
small
catastrophe before
Like-
now.
Yeah, you brought such a ball of sunshine to
We've
this
already
table.
disastered. We can't disaster anymore.
Your authenticity is
giving you a heads
amazing.
up.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I've got anxiety now. I don't have any gas.
And this is how come is this authenticity, Joe?
I barely have any
Is this
Yes,
authenticity? Or what is this, Joe? Like this is
Look it
is
up.
this authenticity?
Do your own research.
Okay, thank
It's
you.
already.
I'm talking
It's
to another
all
panelist.
over. I don't know
Thank
why.
you.
I don't
Thank
know
you.
why it's all
Okay, yes,
over the
yes.
news.
Yes, we've heard it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Usually they don't.
I'm
talk
asking
about
another
shit like
panelist.
I'm gonna answer that with
Look it
a
up, man.
question. What do you think, Cynthia? Sounds like you have an
I'm
opinion.
looking up because I do work in logistics, and this is the second strike that has happened in, I will say, within the last 10 years. The last
well,
strike
it's
that did happen, I think
Please
it
look it up.
lasted months and months. So this is something that has happened before. I'm not sure why she came in here with the doom and gloom. I'm not sure what.
No,
has
I go.
Well,
anxiety.
it's
I'm
all
not sure
over the
why has
news.
her anxiety like that, but
You're not
this
the
is
only one I'm
something that
talking to.
happened.
Yeah,
This is
it's
happened.
Yeah, look it up.
this
Definitely
shit's
do your
all
research.
over. This shit's all over the
Absolutely.
news,
Also the
It's
strike.
all over the news.
and it
Exactly.
was over the news before they
So
even
just to be
went
clear,
on strike.
shits and giggles, this isn't what we were talking about. You
I
came
know.
up here.
That's
You
why.
came up here to redirect.
I don't know
it.
if the internet's gonna go down. That's why I'm
Okay, well,
jumping in.
thank you. So, are you going
know?
to continue on, or are you just going to stay here?
I
and tell
appreciate it.
are
It's
you
whatever,
making
man.
a
You don't have
stand?
to love me, man. It's fine.
I never said I did.
It's just a heads up.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for that information. I appreciate
All right.
it.
Thank you.
Please be safe.
Okay. You too, honey.
All right. Love you.
Bye bye.
Oh, I thought
Hey,
that was
Cynthia,
Crispy talking.
Cynthia, I have a question.
Yes.
If you don't mind.
Hi. Hi,
Was that
Nightish.
authenticity?
Yeah,
What
don't
did you
forget,
do? Hello.
Nidis was on the authenticity thing.
Yeah.
I think is where he left off.
No,
Yeah,
I
was
was
that
just
authenticity,
I'm wondering if Cynthia thinks I'm hyper focused on authenticity, and if that's
no,
an
I
error.
think people on here want everything to be too serious, and they need to take things, a little less serious. Why do you want people to be super serious sitting in their living room?
Thank you.
No, that's
Do
an
I
ex-
need to do anything different than I was already doing? I don't have
You
any
just keep
gas.
breathing air.
Oh my God.
there has to be room for a lighthearted, joking atmosphere where we get a place for humor.
Yeah.
Well, Joe,
What I'm talking about specifically is intentional deception.
Yes.
Is
Joe,
there a place for that? And who is responsible if that takes place? The deceiver?
What's
or the
wrong
one who is
with them
deceived?
The
being
one
that
that
way?
got deceived. The one that got deceived. It's ultimately their responsibility.
Yes.
They are the one that fell for it. They
Yes.
should have caught it. I'm pretty sure people tell
Yes.
them for whatever reason it is their fault. It is
Yes.
not anybody else's fault. And if somebody deceives me, I can't be mad at them. How am I mad at a snake for being a snake?
Wow.
I am very
How am I
interested
mad
in-
at Lindsay for being Lindsay? I'm mad at myself for
How-
thinking she was a
I am
How
human.
can you
very-
have
I am
this
very
direct
if you
statement
don't mind me saying this,
and
I'm
turn
very
around and be
interested
led
in-
around by the nose by people just talking a little bit of trash?
I
I'm
told y'all
utterly.
I'm fucking changing. How many times I have to tell you I'm elevating? The road
No,
is
you
getting
can't tell me
narrow.
that.
I
You have
keep
to
telling
do
you
it.
that, and now I'm showing that, and you're still sitting here saying, "How is this happening?"
Of course, I'm amazed. People don't change. Don't be silly.
I kept telling you, my heart needed to be callous. It got callous. I'm going. What did you
So
say?
I'm
to
gonna
me
beat
now,
you some more.
Joe?
It'll be great.
Joe had a question. What did you say, Joe?
I want to hear old Joe. What were you saying, old Joe?
Yeah, nobody should want to hear me too bad.
I do.
Joe,
there
you
is somebody
asked.
on the panel who I don't hear from enough, and who I think is very thoughtful. I am interested in hearing Squatch's opinion. I really am.
You
On the
don't hear
question
from
of
him
this-
enough?
I
Jesus.
Yeah.
That
think-
was
no,
authentic,
even
Joe.
I think
That was
there's a-
authentic.
I think there is a guardedness to it. Squatch has talked about being a troll and advocating one side or the other, and that takes a tremendous amount of intelligence. I would
Does
like
it?
to hear from Squatch on my position. What do you think? What is your opinion? Well, what I've expressed. Should we
What
expect
do I think you're
authenticity?
thinking?
Should we expect any authenticity in the panelverse, and who is responsible, the deceiver or the deceived?
The deceived. But when it comes to expecting, that's the issue
That's
I
a
have
problem,
with you
yes.
at the very beginning. Your expectations are immaterial to what's available. If you
Exactly.
go into a panel expecting something and that's not what it is, you've simply misidentified the panel.
Yes.
That's
Okay,
on you.
then
You're not
Squatch,
necessarily being deceived. It's just that your projected expectations aren't meeting with what you're finding in reality on the panel.
If I
Squatch,
can,
I want you to
don't
answer
go
this
into
question with all due respect, because I know that you might answer it too quickly, and I want you to take a little bit of time. What do you come here for?
Entertainment. This is the new TV.
No. Let Squatch answer.
I
know somebody would jump in there too quickly. No specious answers. There is a deeper answer. The
Why am
amount
I
of
here on
hours that
YouTube?
you spend here.
Or why am
are
I
you
here on
in the
closed
panel?
panel?
Why are you in the panelverse?
Okay. I interview YouTubers. The best place to go to find YouTubers willing to be on camera and talk to you is the panelverse in general. It's difficult to pull a video creator out of their studio into a StreamYard because they can't control the edit that happens at the end, right? So you're going to have problems there. Your best bet is to look in people who already are streaming. And so I really had no choice other than to come in here and do the things that I do. Specifically, Flow State, I'm here because when you find authenticity in an artificial environment, you should at least acknowledge it and possibly help it along, unless they're complete and total shitheads, right? So, like an honest pedo, you wouldn't promote that guy, even though
Thank you for the comparison. I don't know. I haven't rebranded already.
Right. That's a winner there, right?
you get my point. Like, authenticity is not valuable in and of itself. It's when
More
it's when
importantly, you said the answer was you come here for authenticity. That was part of what he was looking for, I think.
it's difficult to find authenticity here. Most people come here with some form of agenda to promote. That's the exception with me. I'm not here to promote any particular agenda. I'm here to find people to interview on my channel, and to do so utilizing information that I acquire through the panelverse. So if you're being empathetic, like take Izzy, everyone can agree that there's something funny about that one. We can't put our finger on exactly what it is, but she is oddly inauthentic in a really direct way, right? She doesn't seem like she's lying. I don't get the impression that she's being artificial, but at the same time, it all feels like ticky-tacky. The entire thing almost feels like it's an assignment she's completing for a high school exam. I can't explain that. Is that authentic?
Okay.
Probably not.
Squatch, do you mind if I ask the same question of
It's not my panel, it's his. You got to ask him.
I don't want to cut you off though before you. If you felt like you haven't answered, I don't want to cut you off in the middle of it.
You did not.
Okay.
I think
So
yeah.
let me ask Joe Cool, another brilliant person in my opinion. Joe Cool, why do you conduct your street audits? Why do you do that?
It's his duty.
I don't know.
He gets a high off it. I can answer
No,
that.
I don't think that's
his duty as
I
an
think Joe Cool knows the answer to that
I
question.
think initially it was out of anger because I was mad I'd have been tricked and fooled, and the bully I believed his smoke, and I was so fucking angry I wanted to go out there and attack him. I think it was started with something along those lines. I think
Something was fake. So do you mind if I repeat back to you something that you said?
Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
Old Joe's
So
going to
you-
slow walk us to destruction.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right, well,
So Joe Cool, you told me something about that if you had the cops had bullshitted you, and they said if you had a certain amount of narcotics on you, that you were prone to more charges, but really what they were doing was pocketing that for themselves or something. I forget. If I'm misunderstanding, I apologize. But basically what it was the authorities were lying to you.
Yeah.
And
Yes. It pissed
And
me off. Yeah,
for years that bugged you.
I think so. Yeah, and I didn't know it, and when I found out that it was a sham and they had been, I didn't even know I was getting fucked. They were so slick with it. I don't know.
My
Yeah,
intention is not to, yeah, my intention is not to slow walk anybody or trick anybody.
yeah.
You did not like that those people were masking the truth, right?
I
Or
go,
lying.
I go for that. I think it made me angry. Yeah, some flow state shit. Yes.
Did you overthink it,
Who, me?
Joe Cool? Yeah. Did you overthink it, or did you just take action?
I did not. I went out there before I even had a camera or anything and got in their faces and all that crazy shit.
Yeah.
And I was on house arrest and probation, and I was still sneaking out, giving them shit.
Yeah,
Joe
so
let his emotions take control. That's what he's saying. Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
I-
You
That is a man coughing
think-
his high.
I think
So
a lot of time people are like, I don't know if they psych majors or what it is, but they be trying to walk you down like Freddy Krueger or Jason or something, and it's just not that deep.
Yeah, well, let me tell you where I'm coming from. Because I'm
Yeah,
no
I
psych
want to
major.
ask you, can I give you a couple questions before you
Sure.
tell me exactly where you're coming from? Because
Sure.
it looked like the conversation moved a little bit. Are we do to come to Flo's room for a certain thing, authenticity, or to the panel verse? I would like to know, what is your opinion? Did you want to know if we come to Flo's room for authenticity? Because I know you're not, you're too smart to think that YouTube is authentic and to expect authenticity. So there must be more to it.
Sure. So do you want me to just riff off that, or do you want to ask me a specific question?
No. The riff will do. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, in my opinion, I think that the authenticity piece tends to appeal to a less broad audience
Agreed.
than entertainment. So
Yeah.
if you take, for example, the recent events, and I got to talk around this with the jab and so on and so forth, the people that were interested in the authentic truth were in the minority. However, it seemed as though when the truth came about, okay, maybe the official narrative around what this event represented was not accurate. It seemed as though there was an initial small minority that objected to the official narrative, but then eventually the crowd, the majority came around to it. So to try and answer Joe Cool, your question specifically, yes, authenticity in YouTube in its entirety, it would be naive to expect that. But I personally believe in Flow State's channel, some of the things that I've witnessed, having seen him interact with people like IC3. Who was the fellow that was Cyber's channel there that he took over?
I don't think I know what IC3 is.
Okay, so
That's the
okay,
reggae old dude with the
okay,
black.
yeah. Let me bring it back to a context that you mentioned, Joe Cool. It seems to me like Flow State is able to go into a variety of different environments and
Yeah.
interact with those people. Would you say that was accurate?
That would be his defining characteristic. Yeah.
Okay, so there was let me try and put a point on it that's the most poignant that I can think about. There was an individual that was extremely belligerent to you one evening. It must have been about 2 months ago. And he was saying things that were racist. The verbiage that was coming out of his mouth that was racist. And I remember myself coming on and apologizing to you and saying, Joe Cool, I kind of did not pull this guy up short when I should have. But the one individual in the conversation that was not going along with that narrative was Flo. And he said, okay, this guy is saying things that are horrible and that are mean. But I myself don't believe in my heart that this man is a racist.
Yes.
Now, Flo, do you know who that fellow was that I'm speaking about?
I do, and I can't. What's his name? Sasquatch. If you're paying attention, knows who I'm talking about.
Is it Tommy?
Sorry.
No,
I
they
wasn't.
might have been Steven, was it?
Steven?
No, it
Or
wasn't.
Tommy?
It was.
King
It was
Steven.
only one time. Damn, who's that dude? I found him through RBR too.
Yeah, he
The
was on
racist white
RBR's
guy.
channel, and he had disagreed. And in that conversation, I'll tell you that Flo said to you, Joe Cool, like, you dictate, I'll cut
JB?
this guy off.
JB Gunner.
Yeah.
But I
It's
have
JB.
to say that fellow was the product of his environment. The points he was making were very poorly formed, and his language was disgraceful.
Yeah.
But I don't think it stemmed from racism.
How much have you looked into JB, brother? Like,
Yeah,
No,
I
but do you
think
see what I'm saying?
No, I
I
still
think
don't.
he's
I still don't
racist.
think he. I still don't think he is. I think that he's found a niche.
Oh,
Squat,
That
my
dude-
my point
anyways.
is his language was disgraceful and offensive.
yes,
But
his
it's not
language was
me.
meant to inflame you and trigger you.
Yeah,
One of
it's
his
not-
nicknames is the Trigger Machine.
But it would be a very easy out to just say this guy is simply a racist. And Flo identified that guy as not a racist, as something
Well,
else.
ultimately, he got that out regardless.
But
I-
the
What
key
difference
is,
does
what's
it
the
make?
truth?
What
What's the
difference
truth?
does it make?
It makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I want to know that.
The difference to me, the only difference it makes is, God, Lord forgive me, because I love you niggas. But it's just another white motherfucker that don't recognize what a racist is.
Yep.
It seems like any racist that say you get talk about black people for 30 minutes and then say, no, I don't. I'm racist against everybody. I don't like no race. Suddenly, white folk, hey, at least a few of them gonna be like, yeah, he's not racist. He like that with all. When it's
But can we
obvious
not
to
say,
the-
Joe Cool? Can we
Yeah.
not say, Joe Cool, that his behavior is despicable
No.
without labeling it as something that it isn't? I don't support that guy. And I came on panel and I came up and apologized for my behavior. And I said, this is not acceptable. Is it not enough that we say this is not acceptable behavior? It's despicable behavior, but at least let's call it what it is.
It's
And
enough
that's
for
what
other
Flow State did.
motherfuckers. It's enough for other motherfuckers. It ain't enough for my friends. I need my friends to be wise. That's why I hang around
I
you
dismiss those
motherfuckers
people.
to get
Okay.
wise and to get you cats wise. When I'm not around, I need you motherfuckers spitting my arguments if they had some validity to them. So no,
And you
I
know-
need you. Go ahead.
Do you know who I think one of those people is Flow State, who will do that? Do you think,
Undoubtedly, yeah.
do you think, Joe Cool, that if you weren't in the room, that you could count on him to speak your piece for you in a way that you would support?
God,
Joe, is it
no. He has
necessary?
no fucking
Yeah.
idea. Most of you cats would never speak my piece in a way, blah, blah. No, and it's certainly not Flow. Flow is damn near establishment, in my opinion.
To the best of our ability.
Yeah.
Joe Cool. Is
Yeah.
it necessary
Is it necessary?
for us to have somebody to speak for us?
I think so, man, because I do it for everybody else. I think because I must do it when in their absence, even shit I disagree with, like that gay shit or people, I don't know. I always speak up for them, even if I disagree with them.
I'm kind of
This is
weirded
an
out by
excellent-
people who take offense at for someone that's not around. It's one thing to be to not participate in whatever it is. It's a whole nother ball game to decide you're going to defend somebody that's not here or
yeah,
may not.
but so then you just let him go? You just
Is
let
that
him
virtue
say that?
signaling?
You have free speech. You can choose what you want to say and not say. You
Yeah.
don't get to curtail mine. So I don't get to curtail yours. So we're going to just
Wait.
And-
You don't get to curtail it, but you certainly get to throw in your input.
Right.
If someone
Yeah.
is talking about, yes, I like to hit old people over the head, you don't sit silent and be like, that's his business.
You
You
won't
be
be
like, I
Right?
think it's dumb.
That's right,
you
Joe.
might shut the fuck up, Joe, because listen, if he goes to swinging on old cats and you one of them old cats, you might just want to sit silently and not take
yeah.
that hit.
But
But
hopefully,
Joe Cool made an excellent point. How can somebody that comes from outside of his perspective speak for him? What I'm talking about is intent. So
Is that
intent-
virtue signaling enough?
And how do you know someone's intent? How
No,
can
no,
you
hang on.
prove or
You guys
disprove
gotta
I
let,
it?
you
love
guys
the
gotta let me
intent
finish
argument.
without cutting me
I
off, or there's no
I
point
love
in
the
me talking.
intent shit. No, you go with the intent shit. I
Yeah.
love trying to figure
Yeah.
niggas' intent. Yeah.
So if my intent is to harm somebody else
Yes.
or be degrading to somebody else,
That's enough.
then I'm not coming from a good place.
Agreed.
But it's my opinion that somebody like Flow State is coming from a good place when he says that man's behavior I totally don't support, which he did when he said, "Hey, Joe Cool, I'll cut this guy off anytime you want.
Yeah.
It's your choice."
And
But I
and
still
Flow
don't
lets
think he's acting
people
out of racism.
and Flow lets people give rope. I'm a fan of that. Let them give rope. I want to hear them too. I don't want them cut too quick. And most shit I can take. I'd rather people see him for what he is. Don't cut him too quick. You know, I like that about him.
The only
Well,
thing
that's one.
necessary for triumph is triumph of evil is
It's for
for
good man to do nothing.
a good man to do nothing. Yeah.
Well, and Joe
Hey
Cool,
Joe,
I've
let's
watched
be
you do that on
clear.
more than Joe Cool. I've watched you do that on more than one occasion, where you have let a bigot or somebody with bad intentions hang themselves by
Yeah.
not speaking, by just allowing them to reveal themselves by the way they speak. That's
Yeah.
something I learned from you, and it's a good technique. I'll tell you that.
Thank you, Joe. I want you to be clear on something. As much as I love Flo and all of that shit, I think Flo is one of those guys who you'd be like, yes, is the society harder on black people? Do police pull black people up over more? You black people get less loans? Shit that everyone should scream. That part's obvious. What's the next part? I think Flo is kind of slow on, and I'm not so sure. So he is not the guy I'd pick to be picking the black fight.
Would you
I
pick
hang
me?
out.
Would you pick me?
I would not. I would not.
I
You
hang
know
out
I
with.
fight
That's
hard.
why I don't take up people's fights for them, because I don't feel like I'm actually qualified to.
So
Well,
Joe
I feel
Cool,
you.
Joe Cool, is it possible for somebody who comes up from outside a community to take that position? Like, do you have to have experienced that?
Yes, I don't expect. I expect people, not just Flo, to be what they are and do what they are, which is why
I
I'm
don't
patient
understand
with
the
the.
question.
What I'm saying is this. Yes. Who said I don't understand the question?
Nightish.
The
Nice.
dude with the
guy
big round head.
in the
Nice.
top.
Sure. Let me try and be more clear.
That sweetie pie.
Is there any way a person that comes from outside of your community, like me, a white guy, where you and Joe Cool could say, yes, I endorse this guy to represent me? Is that
If you grew
possible or no?
If you grew up in the same community with him and had the same experiences, if you fought on the same
But let's
block.
You don't have your black card,
Cynthia,
Cynthia. Give it a
Cynthia,
rest.
quite honestly, let's
No, but
let them answer. I'd like to hear their answer.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Joe.
Night is it possible for someone who hasn't come
Oh,
up in
I
that
heard what he
environment?
said. I don't
Okay.
want to endorse nobody. Even if you're doing it and it's coming from your heart, shout out to you, but I don't want to endorse nobody.
I think
I
that's
don't.
fair.
Yeah,
think that's
you're not
fair.
speaking for me in my way and shit. I am
Yes.
proud that Flo would and does and did speak up and that type of shit.
Yes.
But I don't expect him or anyone else to do it the way I do. Most black motherfuckers ain't as
yes.
crazy as I am.
I like to hang out with Flo because Flo talks shit.
But do you expect him to do it at all?
I don't
Flo?
even want him to.
No, I expect
Anyone.
and
Do you
I-
expect
I-
anyone to make up your say? We're going to
If-
stick with the racist concepts, right?
Yeah.
To defend you in whatever valley you happen to be standing. Do you expect it?
No.
if I'm being honest, I get my feelings hurt when my friends don't do it. That's the truth. And maybe that's a shortcoming. I'm sure it's a shortcoming on my end.
I was just
But-
asking. I think it's different to expect Flo to do it because I don't think he would do it
Not
except
just
Right.
Flo, everybody. I've come in the rooms with somebody's and they're talking about how dumb niggers are, and then when I walk in, suddenly he's a bad guy. But no one said nothing to a black dude walked in. I've had that happen so many times. YouTube is stupid. In some rooms, what the fuck do I care? But when it's my friends, I do feel some type of way.
Okay,
It's
Right.
weird.
I get it. I dig it. And as
Uh,
friends, you feel like you have a level of expectation, but when it's just some
uh,
dude on the street, that's
I,
a whole nother.
I feel
I got.
like I'm wrong on that. I'm sure that when I grow up, I'll realize that I was wrong
I,
on
I don't.
that shit.
I don't think it's that you're wrong. I think it's that you're human.
Uh,
You know, you're not expected to be perfect, and no one can know someone else's intent, especially before you actually interact with them. So you can't
I look
expect
at
anything of someone you do not know.
yeah.
And
I
people
look
will
at these
look
people as associates, though. How do you
right.
make friends at this age with people in boxes you never met personally?
Right. People will come in here and pretend to have good intentions. And I wonder,
Virtual signaling.
is it hard for some people to believe? Because it was hard for me to believe, but I promise you, get sliced up here a couple of times and it's going to make you a believer.
some
People
people
come up
don't
here
see
and
it,
play games.
and
People
people
come up
act
here
like
and
they
play
don't see
games.
it.
They
Yes,
come up here and play games for the long term. They're in it for the long run. They will
yeah,
wait you out. And to sit up
yes.
here and think that it's not real is insane to me. Oh,
So
Joe.
you mean sin? You mean it's not a date nap? I can't get me no YouTube pussy?
Word. No,
You
it's
can get YouTube pussy.
but you know what? I did meet somebody on my couple of streams ago that did meet somebody on YouTube and moved halfway across the country to be with them. Is
Oh,
it possible? Of course it's possible. Is it common? It's far and few between. People who come up here and act like they have good intentions usually don't. It's been my experience. And the people who come up here are shitty and they tell you they're shitty from the get-go have been the more authentic people out of the two that I've dealt with.
So sin, let's stay there for 1 second. So how would you judge me? I came up here acting like I'm all nice and stuff.
You're you. You're you.
Yeah, I've
It
never
depends on,
seen
are
that.
you on the fire water or are you not on the fire water? But that is who you are. But you didn't come up here pretending to be something you weren't.
I am not a nice person. I strive every minute of the day to be nice, and I fail miserably at it.
And so,
Nidish is a little sweetie pie.
is he?
Shout out to Grid One for spending $100 to kick me off a show the other day.
I have a purpose behind this stream. I try and talk about serious, relatively silly, serious things. I get silly every once in a while, and I'll talk shit every once in a while. But
is he cross-eyed?
Yes, he is. He's got a wonky eye. I noticed that too. I have a wonky eye too. So now I feel some kind of kinship to him.
Stop fagging out.
Mine's getting fixed though.
Stop
Yay.
fagging out.
So, folks,
I want
I
that
am.
clip so bad. I want that clip, and I want to loop it for you at least a good 3 or 4 times.
I
So
like that
have
I can just drop it in any place I like.
So, folks, I'm going to drop down now.
Stop
but
fagging out.
The conversation that we're having now is not common on panels in the panelverse.
No.
And I think
It only
I
happened
really
on flow
do.
states.
I really do believe there's an authenticity to the conversation that we're having now that doesn't occur everywhere.
I
So
agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
when Joe Cool asked me what specifically flow state versus the rest of the panelverse, I said
yes,
these kind of conversations are more common here and maybe
yes,
less appealing to larger audiences. I don't
yes.
know.
Of course, no, probably. I'm
And
glad you
it,
got back to that, old Joe, because as you were making your exit, I was gonna say you didn't comment on that. I'm glad you got back to that part. I want to know the flow part in particular. I think that's what it is. We do share something where I do share a connection with you guys and feel something special, like you guys are family. And I do have more expectations of you guys because I feel closer to you and all of that shit. It's all exists here.
I would be lying if I said I felt that way about everybody on this panel. There's a small handful,
Of course.
that I feel that way about, and the other ones I understand can switch up on me at any second, any moment. And
Absolutely.
you had to go through trials and tribulations, Flow State, Sasquatch, Joe Cool, to get to that point.
But
I'm sorry, were you talking to me? I generally ignore bullshit.
I know.
I would
And I'll-
ask of everybody. I would ask of everybody on the panel if my behavior or my words come across as inauthentic, I would ask to be called out on it immediately so that I can make an attempt to correct.
That's the nature of at least two of us up here. Yeah.
I don't know about.
Let me
Don't do that. Don't
let
do
me
that.
reapproach
People
the
own that.
the original point of contention, Andrew Wilson. I think that it is inauthentic. I think that there is something authentic about somebody at his stature saying, you know what, these are my priorities here and now, and we're not at it.
I don't understand.
He's got more to lose.
How?
Okay, Flo, can you do me a favor, friend?
Yeah.
Can you put us up side by side? It's time we discuss
Oh,
this
shit.
issue.
Spin the
Spoon.
game.
We discuss this issue
Spoon.
fully.
Dun,
Big spoon, little
Flo, you
spoon.
gotta let me know when these kind of things are happening.
All right.
I don't know when they're happening. This is old Joe's. Old Joe's driving this train. All right, old Joe.
Okay,
what the
it's
fuck do
you
want?
and I side by side. Okay, so Flo, when you were on, oh, we're not side by side.
Hold on. I'm
Oh,
working on
my
it.
You are side by side.
Impatient.
Like this, or just the two of us?
It
Are
doesn't
you guys?
matter.
You guys are on the left
Just
We
the
seat.
can all be.
two of
We can
us.
all
All right,
be
all right,
here.
all
We
right,
can
all
all
right.
be here.
Fuck
Oh,
it.
you guys get on the left
Get
seat.
it if you try.
All right,
Okay.
talk to me, old Joe.
So when you officially challenged him to a debate on Grid One stream, you are acknowledging that his behavior, his response, was something that he could only get away with based on the internet clout he has, right?
Correct.
And that the fact that he was summoned into Pandora Mel's panel was
By
something
Resto,
that
yes.
he only got based on his internet clout.
Correct.
This is like 2
Okay.
months ago, right?
Last month.
Last month.
month. Do you think that represents authenticity?
No, I think that represents cowardice. Well, let me divide them up. I think that the one where Resto contacted him, that's just him taking advantage of a perk of being a big content creator. I don't think there's any shade at him on that front that he got contacted. I do think though that when he's sitting around touting himself as somebody who will go to any channel, talk about anything, I think that when he's falsely trying to take that virtue, I think that's trash.
Okay, so okay, agreed. Now let's talk about the point that we disagree on. There are individuals that who will supine themselves to him based on his clout, and you say that the fact that they do that is on them, not on him.
Correct.
Yet you would not feel comfortable allowing somebody to do that to you, and you have. in
There are
fact,
people that do that to me.
and you jerk them up short.
Do I?
Yes, you do, and you know you do. Now, why do you jerk them up short when they do that?
I'm not sure.
What does
Because
jerk
it's
them up
it's
short mean?
embarrassing.
It sounds sus.
It's humiliating to them. So that basically, if you have somebody kissing up to you, will you cash in on that and allow that to happen, or will you stop that person from doing that because you personally find it offensive?
Dope, Ojo.
Apparently, I will personally find it offensive and jerk them up short on it.
Then why will you not criticize Andrew Wilson for doing the same?
What does jerk them up short mean?
It means if somebody's doing something, who is that? Was that Nightish speaking?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Nightish, let's say if I said to you, oh shit, that exercise bike you got in the background, that's so fucking great. I'm glad you work out on it every day. And you said to me, hey, shut up, old Joe. I don't work out. You're embarrassing yourself. Right? So I am humiliating myself to put myself under you because I have something to gain for doing so. Jerking the person up short is saying, hey, stop doing that. You're
But it's
embarrassing.
because of the opportunity cost.
Got you.
My
And by the
opportunity
way-
cost is low,
Right.
and it's also because of future accountability. I don't want to be held to this standard in the future.
I
Yeah.
believe it's because morally
So,
you
so
think it's
say this
reprehensible.
before you continue. That bike is where I hang my clothes on.
Yeah, great.
But you get
Everybody's
the point,
is.
right? Okay, Nightish.
Yeah, I
let's
get.
say
I
you
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, let's say you became instantly famous, and then I also, oh, Nightish, you got that bike. It's great to see you working out. It's bullshit. It's garbage.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
So this is the point. That behavior and a morally a person that's morally upstanding will not permit himself to be kowtowed to like that. I've seen Flow State do it. I've watched him.
I'm
jerk people
also
up.
reserving the right to not be held to that standard in the future by taking it for Andrew right now.
How come?
because Andrew actually has a lot more to lose by upholding these. Morals are a luxury
In terms
Yes.
of dollars?
Yeah.
and in terms of it, just across the board, it's a luxury. You have to have you can only worry about stealing if you're not starving. And he's at a point where to uphold such frivolous or maybe they're not, whatever, this minutia of ethical standards, it could cost him a lot more than it could ever cost me. And I
Okay, so
recognize that.
I am prepared, Flo, to grant you a point on this because you've made a good point. So not only is Andrew's living based on that, but there are families, he has staff so basically his and a number of families' livelihoods are based only upon the amount of people that choose to come and view and donate to his channel. That's accurate,
Correct.
right?
Right.
Correct.
So he
Yeah,
has
that's
a
you
respons-
expressed it better than I did.
He has a responsibility to not only himself, but to the families of those that depend on him, not to be reckless in his pursuit of the truth.
Correct.
What?
I mean, I'm giving correct. I dislike the way you phrased it, but I don't immediately know how to phrase it better.
So, okay. So, let me try and give
Let me
an
put it
example.
this. Let me put it like this. There is a truth that supersedes the truth that we all like to hyper focus on, and that is that we have to take care of ourselves and the people that depend on us. I think that is a bigger virtue and a bigger truth and matters way the fuck more than any trivial piece of whatever you pick up from me as an audience member.
Can I give you an
Yes.
example and you tell me if you accept the example as a simile or not?
Sure.
Let's say that my wife and my children show up to visit somebody else for a Christmas party, another family. And now this is just an example. I'm not saying this is real. Let's say we go to that home and that woman who is there with her family and her husband is far more attractive than my wife. That's what I feel. That's the truth. If I express that truth in that occasion, the cost to everybody present is far more than my just keeping my mouth shut. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sometimes pursuing the objective truth may cost us more, and not just us, but others more in the end.
Well,
that
there's
make
no
sense?
point to it, and
I'm
it's
not sure
pointless
you
to
can
pursue.
seek objective truth. You can only seek evidence to hypotheses you've had. So there's a
But-
certain level of unconscious bias built into the premise.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to appreciate Flo's position. I totally reject it because I believe that Andrew Wilson accepting this people kowtowing to him is just totally about ego. But I'm trying to understand Flo's position properly and steal
And
mine.
it may be for him. It may be. I only I guess he can know what the benefit that he gets out of it is. For me, when I look at his behavior, of course, I interpret it through my own eyes, which would be pragmatic. I'm more pragmatic than I am. My ego it's self-sustaining.
But don't
But
you
there-
think that Andrew
there
needed
could be-
to Andrew needed to defend himself, right? I mean, he was woken up out of bed at 3 a.m.
Actually, I
or
don't
whatever, and
So again, it looked to me like he just found an easy way to make some content for the next day's stream, which he did cover on the next day's stream. Again, that's just me interpreting it through my pragmatic eyes because, like I said, my ego is self-sustaining.
yeah,
And
but
that's
wouldn't
what-
you
and
have
that's
gotten
what
up?
we do.
Flo,
Yeah, I
I
saw.
really want to pursue.
And
this.
that's
You
what
made-
we
you
do.
Flo made a fabulous point here. I want to pursue it. Is there times when pointing out the truth may be the wrong path?
Fuck yeah! What do you mean? How's that even a question?
Well, no, it's an important question.
You ever
Yeah.
talk to a cop?
Ask Toxic Angel.
So let's say, could it be morally immature
That was good. That was good.
without looking at context to say this is the truth of the matter? I think that's right,
the-
Flo.
What was the question again?
So is there a time when would be morally immature to say, hey, this is the truth of the matter here? Like, okay,
Yes.
this person is kowtowing to me. However, if I point this out and if I drive it home, I could lose the livelihood of myself and the 3 people that are depending on me.
Sure, there's no virtue in that. There's no virtue in falling on that sword.
Okay.
And in fact, I would say that it's the opposite of virtue. It's self-righteousness. That is an ego move.
But if these people are flunkies, can he get away with all kind of stuff?
No, I agree. No, Nightish, you're right. But what I'm trying to do is understand Flo's position, which I do. Flo's
It's
position has merit. I
because
believe it.
for that you would have to value. If you're going to fall on the truth sword, that means that you're valuing. Why is truth getting that much prestige in your worldview? Why are not the people around you, for instance, who depend on you, maybe walking in the gray area? Why is their perspective or their well-being not getting equally amount? I think it's still selfish. Actually, I think it's more selfish. If you fall on the truth sword to your own detriment and to the detriment of those around you vicariously, then that is selfish. Check.
Wow.
No, I can hear you. I don't believe that's where Andrew Wilson is coming from, but I do believe that's where you're coming from, Flo. I think that's
why do you don't believe that? Why don't you believe that?
Because I've watched him walk away from people and piss on people that have supported him. That's why. And the guy is a good guy to his friends. I hear constantly how he's a different person in front of the camera than he is in private.
I've had some conversations with him that he's very, I've had some very nice conversations with him where he was charming and kind and funny.
So is he a good guy or a bad guy? Is he virtue signaling or?
No, he's not virtue signaling. I think he's changed in the type of person that he is. And I think that Flo challenged him to a legitimate debate. And I think the way that he responded to it and the way he treated Flo in front of a whole pile of people was
how did he treat you, Flo?
He went up on Grid One's panel and started making accusations about how he basically lied about me to trick me into coming on panel and having the debate there with Grid One as a moderator.
Oh my God. When did this happen?
Like 4 months ago.
Oh, I didn't even know that happened.
Okay, and now my interaction with him, because I didn't realize it was Andrew Wilson, was I found something like smarmy about him because he just instantly went into I'm supposedly macho and dumb, and I don't know how to speak.
Well,
and I'm not a debater, nor do I care about debating. So when he was going through whatever he's going through, I was like listening to it. And then when Grid spent the $100 to kick me off, the last thing I heard was finally somebody did what we all wanted to do. I was invited there. If you didn't want me to come there, just don't invite me. I won't come.
Where was that?
Yeah, okay,
That's a setup.
Tomato.
So Nightish, was this this is another thing, is that when you get in these groups where you get one mindset against one another, you get on teams. So
yeah, I don't have a team. It's just the night.
Well,
I will go to any panel by myself. What?
Were you opposing Andrew or Grid One at that point in time where somebody kicked
No,
you off?
we were on a panel that was talking about crying content creators.
Oh yeah.
So I thought it was like a roasting session. So I was like, okay, so this is a roasting session. As soon as I popped up there, Neve said something. Oh, how long will Nightish be woke? So I said, okay, so it's like a roasting session. We just a little friendly banter. So I always say to Neve, she's aging like milk. And that enraged. And then Princess, I always say, get some sun. You look like a vampire. Light banter. And then he pops up, and I didn't know who it was. I just saw Andrew. And then it was, this guy thinks he's so macho. I don't try to be macho.
But that was a moderator Monday. That was a moderator Monday, so that's why they kicked you off. That's part of it. No,
I'm okay with being kicked off. When I get kicked off over here, I'm intentionally trying to get kicked off. I'm trying to get my partner some money. I anticipate people that I interact with to do the same thing when they come over by me. This is for me to make some money.
Right.
So I'm not going to go overboard over here on Flow Channel. I'm not going to be disrespectful, but I will throw little jabs and stuff and whatever, see if I get kicked off. I don't have no problem with Sean G. I just throw little jabs at him because he throw little jabs at me.
Right.
Let's get Cam the King up here. I haven't been reading the comments, but
I know. Yeah.
Another thing.
Let's get him up. Jump up, sir. Cam the King.
I know. I don't think Cam ever gets up on panel.
Get up on panel here, Cam the King, and I'll go one-on-one with you, Cam the King. You and me. Let's get on up here, and we'll discuss what happened.
The other thing is, I think that because Andrew is a bigger channel, that people are more sensitive to his shit talking.
Well,
yeah, to his BS. Yeah. Well,
I
I'm
don't
not.
think that he does.
I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about in general.
I
No,
think
but Flo
that
makes a
he
good
goes
point.
about it the wrong. I think. Listen, I think he's a. I think he's a decent person, and I think he can be very charming and kind. But I think that when he's in that debate mode, he's ruthless and arrogant, and can be very. I don't know. He could be just shitty.
Are people
I'll
always
say this.
trying to debating? Are people
Yes,
always
Yeah,
trying
that's
to
right.
debating?
No,
Yes.
everybody's shooting for him. And I will say this, and I hope somebody clips this. He has a ton of pressure on him, far more pressure than I do. His family's livelihood depends on the people that choose to come and view his content. Total
So that-
strangers who he doesn't know.
So do
that-
mine, and
so
so
that's-
do
So does
Nidus.
Right.
yeah.
So that sounds like he's a bit defensive.
Well, people are always gunning for him, and I agree with Joe. He does have a lot of pressure.
They gun
and-
for Flo too. They gun for me too. You should see when they come after me. I just
I
take
know.
it with a grain of sand. I don't really trip off of it. But I do understand when you're a content creator and you have any bit of success, there are people pocket watching. They are jealous, and they'll literally say, "You're not even content creating." What the fuck is that? Those
No,
people are
that's right.
stupid.
And
Well,
go after your
those
family.
dumb people are giving you. They go after my deceased wife. They go after my daughter. They go
I'm
after
sorry.
you name it. They've went after it. But it's been done so many times now. That doesn't work anymore. The first time it happened, like a couple years ago, I was in my feelings about it. But then I thought about it. That's like childish. This person doesn't know me. I don't even know where they're at. And I'm sitting in my living room, this angry. What I'm gonna do? Punch the wall?
Right. Well, yeah. You call me Knightish, and I'll come and defend your honor.
Pause. And Vic knew that you were smart the minute you took your hat off and saw a shiny bald head.
Yep. Look at that bald head.
Yeah.
That's where all the wisdom is.
Shout out to Mississippi.
There you go. Shout out to Mississippi.
Did Mississippi get swallowed up too?
I
I don't know, Vic. Did Mississippi get swallowed up?
I don't
And
know.
Vic's over there, and
Yeah,
you're
Vic is in Mississippi.
yeah, Vic. No, sir. What?
We can't. I can't see it. I can't see
There's
it.
nothing there.
Oh.
Well, hey, folks, I stayed on longer than I typically do, so I'm going to jump down again. It was a great discussion.
Thanks for coming up.
Salute.
Awesome.
I've been talking to old Joe all this time, thinking it was Joe Cool.
Oh, nuh-uh.
No, Joe
Yeah.
Cool's
When
cooler than me. Joe
I
Cool's
when I
cooler
was
than me.
seeing the chat, old Joe, I'm thinking it was Joe Cool. So I'm like, hey, what's up, Joe? Blah, 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 blah.
I tried to
All right.
rebrand him as Hot Joe, but it didn't take off.
No, that's because
So-
I'm not Hot Joe. That's why.
Oh
Old
no,
Joe.
come on. You look like who is it that you look like? Who did I say you looked like the other day?
Don Knotts.
No, I did not.
Don Knotts.
I did not say that. It was like somebody that was cool. Who was it that I said?
I think you said Joe Montana trying to be nice.
Joe
to me.
Montana? Yeah.
Hey, Crispy, before I
Oh
go
no, I
down,
said the football player.
Joe Montana.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Before I go down, could you say a sentence in a thick Southern accent?
What is it you want me to say?
Oh, I don't know. Take your pick, but it's got to be something long, like not 2 words.
Oh God, goodness. I don't know, Joe. I don't know, old Joe. I'm not sure what you want me to say. So you have to think of something for me to say, and I'll say it.
Okay, I got it. I heard it.
Got it. All right.
All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. Good talking to you.
Say he's finer than Frogs here.
Yeah. What? Finer than what?
Frogs here.
Oh, finer than frog's hair. Oh, okay. That is a Southern one. Finer than frog's hair.
Okay.
Yep. And there it is, Joe.
What's up?
You got
What
the
up,
hillbilly.
man?
You got the hillbilly right out at me.
The controversy is here.
And his camera freezes.
Yep. He'll be back.
Hey, drive the trailer over closer to away from the wires.
Yeah, should be back.
Sorry, can you
There
hear
it
me?
is. Yep, we got you.
Hey, so Knight, you consider yourself black, is that right?
No. You consider yourself black, right?
Right, I'm a true nigga. That's right.
There
Now,
you go.
I want to ask you
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
a black man to another black man.
AX, right? No. I'm white. But go ahead.
AXS? I don't
Yeah.
know.
AX, period. Go ahead. You got it.
X.
I want to ask you, as one
Yeah.
black to another, what you think? Because I got a theory about you. Saw me up with some of those black, so-called black.
Just keep it the N words. You don't have to change it. They're all the same.
Okay.
You can't tell us apart. Go ahead.
Well, I wouldn't even look at. Well, whatever. Let's say everybody went crazy today. There was 2 reaction streams.
They
One,
don't. Let me help you before you continue. They don't care. It's just content. They'll
I know.
welcome you back.
No, I know. And you know what? I think the thing is, I think in those places or whatever,
The black sector.
What did I miss?
they had a big thing today.
He was
where
on
they're like,
Sharon's
oh
show.
man, I watched some of them.
Him
Destiny.
and Grace, and they had a good little powwow, and everybody's like, "Oh, why do you let that white man come up there?" And, "Oh, the white man said this," and blah 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 blah.
Right.
It's just content, but I think it's the same for Ben. Ben, it's just content for you too, right?
Yeah, well, my daughter gets a little more like personally invested because she gets, she's younger and it's unbelievably disrespectful. But
It's more disrespectful than the trailer parks.
Then what do you mean trailer parks?
Trailer parks. You know what a trailer park is, right? Where people park their trailers. They live at.
I know what a trailer park is. A trailer park, but I've been to around. Anyways, but what I'm saying is, I think the way they see it as content is they're saying like, oh, I'm gonna say these white people are Alabama incest people or something like that, right? That's a black thing. It's a code.
Are you from Alabama?
No, I'm from Rhode Island and I have a master's degree. So I'm not like, it doesn't work.
Lord Jesus, he said Rhode Island, the place where those people came from. Come on, man.
But I used to.
He said
my people used to own slaves. I'm descended from Southern aristocracy.
My people did too.
Are you proud of it?
Okay.
I'm proud of my ancestors. I think they were great people from what I know about them.
Because of the slave ownership?
No, I don't think slavery.
Well, why did you bring the slave ownership part up?
Because he wants to trigger you.
There's nothing that man right there could do to trigger me. I appreciate his honesty.
Well, what I'm saying is they want to say like you white trash, right? I mean that's
you white trash.
Yeah.
Okay, but it doesn't really.
No, white people say you white trash. We don't call them white trash.
Oh,
we don't call them white trash. We don't even call them trailer park trash. It's white people that call y'all that.
That's true. That's true.
Vic, how are you doing in Mississippi? Everything okay down there?
No, everything is bone dry. We ain't getting none of that. I've been praying for rain. I've been doing a rain dance, burning shit in the yard and everything. It ain't nothing happening.
No, I'm saying people on the internet, you say it's about content. I agree. But one thing that like insecure people do is they try to like put other people down. So
do you think the blacks are insecure?
They just want to feel better about themselves because they point at the white trash and they say,
do you think the blacks are insecure, Ben?
Massa, at least Massa, he a rich man and I ain't no white trash.
No. Most black people don't know nothing about you. If you are a white man, most black people don't know anything about you.
They called you white trash.
Y'all lock your doors and y'all don't even invite them to cookouts, or you don't let them in your houses unless we do a B&E and take your shit. That's how we find out.
Whoa, Vic, don't make us criminals.
No, we was always criminals because we was this color. Black was always the name of darkness. The bad thing.
Admittedly,
If a black cat crossed the path, you got to turn around and spit on somebody else's shoes and shit. And I mean, it's all kind of old shit.
Like a black cat.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on, wait. I want to know where you heard that. That sounds
never
like
heard
a
that.
real thing.
No,
That sounds like something he heard from his grandmama or great auntie or something.
no. But I'm just saying that look, black in the book. Okay, even in the book of Harry Potter, everything was black was bad. So y'all all look,
Because
Caucasian
it's
people have the
magic. It was
natural
black
thought
magic.
something that was it's called black magic. Why it wasn't white magic? Why it wasn't powdery coated and shit?
There was white magic.
There was. It was
Okay,
good.
white magic. Oh, so the white magic was the bippity boppity boo, and we make bunnies so the
It was
starving
bippity
people would
boppity
eat.
boo.
Yeah.
I'm just
That
curious.
is true.
Mystical
No,
bone,
this is
the
an
bippity
interesting
boppity,
thought. Let's
that was
do
a
this
white
thought
magic.
experiment.
In every
You
What
see what I'm saying?
what
Yeah.
would
Wow.
what would a black fairy godmother actually sound like though? I'm curious.
She'll
Yeah,
sound
I
like this.
just told you.
She'll say, wait, let me up my Vic. She'll sound like this. Hey, we doing spells.
Hey, we're doing spells. That's what. Well, that's good. At least I
No,
thought you were gonna
no.
make her
Can
hood.
I make my
The
point to you?
white witch will sound like the woman off Fox and the Hound.
This shit's
Prefer
even
that.
more off the chain than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah, it
the
is.
I'm
owl.
really like King Rooster.
Bam,
I'm really
elimination,
excited.
lack of education.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know how they sound. They sound like this. Oh, you got that little kid. They sound like that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like
They're
me.
not. They're not cool.
Can I
Yeah.
make a point to you about the content? Like black
Oh,
folks are not,
Ben, please make your point. It's very
yeah,
important. Everybody quiet.
black
Okay.
folks are not trying to make this idea like that they care because I pushed my daughter with my foot because I was annoyed by her. Black people don't give a fuck
You
about
kicked
that.
her.
They don't give a fuck about. They
No,
don't give
black
a
people
about.
don't give a damn because we always wanted to see a white girl get kicked in the ass every once in a while. Shit, Cassie got it, and
It was
look at what happened to P Diddy.
Ben. One second,
Shit.
y'all. Ben is talking to me.
No, that fucking
Let me
with you. I'm
respond. Let
just
me
saying.
respond back to Ben. Ben, it was some of your greatest work. I got it on loop.
Look,
Yeah, but
your toe is
care
worth a
about that.
million.
They're
Your
protecting.
toes are worth a million. Shit, I had never seen a white girl get kicked that hard.
How
Shit,
many
since
how many blind jokes have you heard this afternoon?
no, I'm just messing with
I'm just flattered that you called it
you.
blonde.
Yes, Lord.
Hi, Grace. Your hair looks real pretty.
Look,
I'm here. I've decided to go full cosplay to support our future president, Donald Trump. I am joining him in his hair color choice. Salute.
Orange.
Shout out.
Yeah, it's a little gold. It's pretty though. Get some blue shampoo. Grace.
No, I call that gold.
Shout out to
That's
the
not
NRA.
terrible. I've seen so
I
much
got
Shout out
worse.
to the NRA.
You
Yeah,
look,
shout
you
out
look
to
beautiful.
Grace. She says she supports Trump. So do you agree with Trump when his whole stance about grabbing him by the pussy?
Yes.
Yes, Lord.
Don't kick
Hey,
shame
can I
me.
grab you by the pussy?
Them pets. We all know that's true.
Yeah,
Them niggas,
you
them
heard
dogs.
that was an amen. Look, can you
It
say
was
it
a
loud?
joke. It was a joke, Nightish. He said that years ago. It
Can
was
I
a
grab you
joke
by the pussy,
when he
baby?
thought it was in. He thought he was having
Yeah, he
a
was.
personal
And you know what's
conversation.
crazy? You know what was crazy? He was in a trailer with a bush.
Yes.
He was saying that rich guys can grab bitches by the pussy. That's true.
Old Joe, I
Well,
think you got
certain
feedback.
type of bitches too.
Well, yeah.
It was
hoes.
a
Yeah.
off-colored joke that he said when he thought he was in private, and
Hey, Flo.
yeah.
Oh,
Yo,
Old
We're in
Joe's
private. Wait.
settings are locked out for me.
Wait. We're in private here, right? We can
His what?
say what we want to
It's
say.
mic
Right?
settings.
Yeah, you
They're
can.
not available.
oh well, I just muted him, and then he muted himself. Yeah, well, he's muted. It
You
will be.
still have access for the mic.
No, I'm a strong I'm supportive of what Trump said, because if I was to ask my wife, can I grab her by the pussy, she would say, "Oh yeah." Oh,
Is that what she'll say, Vic?
Can I
It
get
was
a
a big
yeah?
nothing burger.
I'm gonna need to hear.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Lord.
gonna need to hear her.
Now hold on. Now,
I did hear her.
Get a oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yes.
black folks don't care about
All right. I believe you, Vic.
daughter and giving her
Wait, Ben. Did you say black folks drink Hypnotic? Not that's what like 2003.
Mm-hmm.
I did-
They drink Cavassier though.
I did not
Cavassier. That's what I was thinking.
Wait,
Tennessee.
hold on. Dad, your mic's getting cut out because every time somebody else talks, it cuts you out. Go ahead.
I don't know how to change it.
It's just because you don't have headphones in.
No, it's because he's older. Help him out, daughter.
It's because we don't like him. We've actually downgraded his mic artificially. We don't have that ability, but I wish we did.
Now,
That'd be
black
dope.
folks still they have this thing about like, oh, incest, Alabama, white trash, something like that. Now, everybody knows that it is the black uncles that are diddling their nieces, and that child abuse occurs way more frequently among blacks than among whites. Everybody knows that's true. Especially
Who is
in the-
everybody?
Everybody knows that that's where that stuff
Asians
goes on.
and Samoans and Tongans and everybody.
Everybody knows that. Yeah, black folks have a lot of
So
dysfunction.
they allow it. Wait, Ben. So they allow it, huh?
But here's the difference.
If everybody knows, no, 1 second, sir, and I'll be quiet so you can talk. If everybody knows, that means they allow it, then, right?
No, that's not how that works.
No, but like there is a
If everybody knows, how's that not how it works?
there is a tiny little strain of like Appalachian white trash who actually do like have generations of incest. They're on YouTube, like the Whitakers, right? And where people tolerate that. It's very
Royalty doesn't do it.
That's extreme.
Royalty
That's
doesn't do it.
extreme.
Royalty
They're
doesn't do it.
inbred. They're inbred, Brett.
Royalty didn't do it to keep
that's
the
extreme,
bloodline pure.
Very extreme.
I don't think blacks do that. But
Did royalty
What
do
about
it
the
to keep the
DuPonts?
bloodline
What
pure? I'm
about
asking
the
you that question.
DuPonts?
No.
What
Hold
about
on.
the DuPonts?
Night. His point is that there's a certain type of incest that is accepted.
Yeah,
in
Grace.
certain
I
white
don't think you
communities.
understand. I don't give a
But the
fuck
type
what his
of
point is.
incest
That's the point why
that
I'm acting like
black
this.
communities online freak out about is the kind where it's like it's a kind of one-off, or it's like an uncle or a dad doing something weird to the daughter or the
Stepfather,
niece.
mama's
I
boy.
thought he just said everybody knows about that, so that means it's acceptable, right?
It's a well-known problem in the black community.
Right, and it's acceptable, right? Because everybody knows about it, right?
No, that's not.
You have those uncles and whoever that come to the family reunions, and the aunts and everybody else tell them leave your uncle alone. That was so long ago, so it's acceptable, right?
Yeah, they just take
Well, is it
right? So then it's a non-point.
They take her to the abortion clinic, right? And
Yes,
You
yes,
all
yes.
better
So it's
look up
acceptable,
the,
right? Because
new
everybody knows
Netflix
about it
special.
already,
It's
right?
called the Menendez Brothers,
no
the
one's gonna tell
Monsters, and they
black people
explained a lot of ancestral things that was going on with male and all of that.
Stop
Male
fagging
on
out.
male content, well, interaction. I mean, male on male, and they were saying, and these was rich people. This is the tell, end all, be all,
Yes,
everything.
Vic.
Y'all
I
need to
asked
look
him
at
that. I asked him that.
Damn,
I
bro.
asked him, didn't royalty sleep with royalty to keep the bloodline pure? Is that not a fact?
They still
Is that
do
not
it
historical
now.
fact? Yes. So
And
this
that's why
whole thing
P.
about
Diddy is in
the
trouble,
black, you
because
mean in Africa? You mean in Africa they did that? Or you mean in recent times at the cookouts that the uncle is taking the nieces behind the dumpsters?
in recent times. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
man, most neighborhoods in black neighborhoods don't have dumpsters or like that to take somebody behind shit. What the hell?
Stop fagging out.
Now, and that's relatively normal. And so what I'm saying is like, okay, for content, that's what people are doing.
So is that what makes you black?
What makes me black? Yeah, that people accuse me of stuff
That
like
you're into it, so they shouldn't make a big deal when you do it because they do it.
Ghetto cookouts.
Is this
No,
is like a
black is a
kumbaya moment?
mindset. No, black
Come on,
is-
Vic.
black
Come on,
is-
Vic. Let's. He wants us to embrace him because he's saying that he does what we do. So let's do it for him. We shall overcome. Come on, Vic. We shall overcome.
Crispy's there.
We shall overcome.
I don't believe in
One
that. I believe in heritage. I believe in legacy. I believe in tribalism. I believe in everything
my
that separates
heart,
people.
I do believe
other
that we shall overcome.
Then you will
start.
No, I don't believe in.
day.
Look, I don't believe in that. No, I don't believe in it because I ain't even believe in the Martin Luther King mindset. I'm not finna tell my people to go into somewhere with folks knocking you across your ass. I say fight back. Hell, I don't believe in none of
the
that.
way
I believe in
No,
separation.
Vic.
I
Vic.
believe in
Ben wants to
segregation.
be
I
an
believe
Ben, I've
in
given you
member of us.
everything I can give you on my end. You're getting clipped like a motherfucker.
Vic.
I don't know what that.
Ben wants to be an
Yeah.
honorary one of us. I think that's what he's saying. I may be wrong, but let's
Yeah,
listen.
There is
Dad,
no
let me just
honorary.
come check
There's
your
no
audio.
honorable
None
mentions.
of your audio is coming through. Hold on, I'll be right back.
That's the Lord working.
Ben, you're
way-
coming.
Oh.
You've got your shit. I've got you turned all the way up on my end, but hold on, pause.
All right. Yeah, I don't know.
Nah, they might be trying to shout.
Wait a minute. Wait, Vic.
And,
You hear what Flo
his audio
said?
gets clipped off when anyone else talks. So for whatever reason, StreamYard is not choosing to have him come through.
Yeah, that's the
But
Lord
Flo
working.
State.
Wait,
Is
but did
my
you just
mic-
say?
Is my mic good tonight?
Vic,
Yeah, you
your
good.
mic
You good.
is
You good. It's
always
loud.
That's crazy, right?
It's loud. It's loud. It's working
I
perfectly
guess
fine.
the
It's just
fans are
loud.
off of me now. They ain't bothered
No,
me
they
no more
want.
'cause
They
know I
only
like
want you to
white
be.
people.
Wait, Vic. They only want you to be heard in white spaces. That's what it is. But I did just
Yeah,
hear
well,
Flo a moment ago said he had been all the way turned up. Is that what he said?
Yep, I got Ben up to 200.
Damn.
Ooh.
So I need to
It's
be
'cause
What
I'm
does
not
that
in white
mean?
spaces because that's
headphones.
the only place that I can be heard. Welcome to the
Well,
whiteness.
Vic, we can always hear you here. Go ahead.
Yeah. Vic, welcome to the jungle.
We got fun and games. We got everything you want. Go ahead,
Don't threaten
Nightish.
me with a good time. Shit.
Nightish, you hit those high notes.
I try.
Yeah.
Now, do you know that this crispy treat lady here, she once went down. You want to talk about interracial? She's
Hey, I love when women go down. You're not finna get no arguments from me. Fuck it. What it's
down
a
to
party.
watch a woman have sex with a donkey.
Lord
What?
Jesus, that's a hard thing to
I-
swallow. That boy
What
got
did
Yeah,
you?
that's a hard knock
that I
life.
went and saw a donkey show. Yeah, I did. That's
Yeah.
true.
Now, what do you guys think about that? You want to talk about exoticizing black men? She couldn't even deal with that. She had to go into the animal world to satisfy her curiosity about big dicks.
Oh yeah, that's what it happened. hmm
Lord Jesus.
I'm confused. What they have to do with
I
uncles
don't know.
doing stuff to nieces and
Ben had a
nephews
gotcha
in the
moment.
black community? I'm confused. Her wanting to see a donkey's dick. Oh, you're saying black dudes have big cocks? Shout
Yeah,
out.
I think so.
In porn, they do. Yeah. That's why
Look,
white
white people don't have to fantasize about seeing a donkey dicks because a lot of them own them. They call pack mules. They own
Stop
them for
fagging out.
centuries. What the hell?
What is going on here tonight, Flo?
No,
Where do you find these people?
Where do you
I
find?
have a purpose behind this stream. I try and talk about serious, relatively silly, serious things. I get silly every once in a while, and I'll talk shit every once in a while. But
Let me help Flo. He was supposed to play the clip where he says all these weird people. Do you get all these weird people?
Yeah, that's the one we were talking about.
Now, you and I have another commonality. You've debated briefly Andrew Wilson, and I've debated Andrew Wilson formally, and I smacked his little bitch ass down and defeated him. So much so that he declared that I was an FBI agent who was out to undermine the entire Orthodox Church. He had to scrub every bit of anything I ever did on his channel and threaten to ban anyone who even watched my or my daughter's channel. Now that is a W, right?
That's a big W. If that's
That's a
true,
big
that's
W.
like the biggest W I've ever seen.
Although he accused Uncle Fatty of the same thing.
So let me understand this. Ben, are you trying to have like a come to Jesus moments and make us be friends?
I'm not looking for friends on the internet. You said you're looking. Everyone's looking.
Nightish. You got to calm down. Embrace the whiteness. Step into the light, Carolyn.
It's here for you, man.
The whiteness.
Well,
hey, to be honest with you, my limit is Flo and Crispy. I don't know about sin.
We're pretty white.
We are.
You got to embrace the whiteness. Nightish,
I embrace Flo, Crispy. I embrace Taylor Bell. I embrace Hear Me Out. But this Ben Thorpe guy, I think he's looking for some kind of brownie point. You cannot have my cock. I'm a straight man.
Why he have to be looking for brownie points? Why he can't be looking for whitey points?
Because then he wouldn't need us to be up here if you're looking for whitey points.
You think I'm gay?
No, I don't know what you are, sir.
Don't threaten
Right.
me with a good time, big boy.
Vic.
I am not a nice person. I strive every minute of the day to be nice, and I fail miserably at it.
Bless his heart. He tries so hard.
Bless his heart.
Well, Ben, Vic
Yeah.
is saying if you do go that way, he has no problem with it.
I don't care if he's got a problem with it. What do I care?
I don't know. He's down, is what he's saying.
He's
I
down.
think he said big boy to you. Don't threaten him with a good time, big boy. He was talking to you.
Yeah, I'm sure he. Oh, it's King Rooster.
Yeah.
That's who it's talking to.
So see, you know what I'm saying? Big names. Hey, you know me. Hey, do your
Yeah,
thing, man. Look.
I saw you on Sharon.
Yeah.
Why
Look,
did
I always look. They call me racist. I'm blacker than a lot of these people, like in the mind and everything. I'm
that's
deeply
true.
rooted in the South, and I'm in a certain place where certain things happen to black people. But guess what?
Alabama.
Black people, they will tell me, "Oh, you from Mississippi? Yo, opinion don't count." So these the same people that's going against you. They go against me in the same way. So
Yeah, exactly.
it's like fake outrage.
They're headed for
It's fake.
self-destruction.
Man,
Self-destruction.
Look, it seems like fake outrage because they'll treat me the same way they'll treat you or your daughter or whatever.
Well, there you go. You got you a black friend. There you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he's got a white enemy. 10 minutes in the basement for Ben, and then you're back up. Chuck says, "Oh hell no, Thorpe gotta go."
Hell no.
Is that Chuck?
Gotta go.
So they don't
Is that
want
Chuck in Tennessee?
Chuck in Tennessee.
Shout out
So
Chuck
they
in
don't
Tennessee
want. See, they don't
for
want.
supporting the channel.
No, so basically they don't want a true Southern Black American to talk to a person that they are saying is racist and all of this other stuff, right?
Yes, old Joe, and I would speed date you with Grace when she gets back, if she's down
They
for
gonna
it.
speed date.
Oh, I speed dated with Crispy.
Yes.
And
ain't
everybody
last
else
long.
watching right now, hit the like.
I bet you.
Hit the like whether you like it or not.
You should have saw it, Vic. I failed badly. It was a clear boom, 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 boom.
But see, I would have won.
No,
I don't
you
even
did
have
not.
to look. But you think about it though, Nidus. I wouldn't even have to say much, and she would just fail in like that.
Okay. Shout out to Vic.
Vic,
Big
you got all the
game Vic.
tips. Big game,
Huh?
Vic.
Yeah. I'm just
Lionheart, I
listening,
can't
man.
tell you what bless your heart means. I didn't know you didn't know what it means.
Whoa,
So-
I love that. That's one of my favorites that the old lady say. When the old lady say, "Bless his heart,"
Yes.
you don't
Yes.
know what
It
that
ain't going.
means.
That's what Lionheart doesn't know what it means, so I can't
It's not
tell
a compliment.
It is not a compliment. It is not a compliment.
Yeah.
Oh, and if they hit you with the "bless your little heart,"
Bless your little heart. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that for a
they
long
crush
time
you,
before I
man.
realized that they were
Bless
talking
your
shit on me.
Yes.
Because I didn't like sweet
Well,
tea. Sweet
yeah.
tea is gross.
Bless his little heart. Yeah, poor
Grace,
thing.
you got his mic working, and then somebody bought him off for 10 minutes. He'll be back in 8. In the meantime, old Joe would like to speed date you if you're willing.
Yeah, sure.
All right, take it
Old
easy on
Joe.
him, Grace.
Hey, as long as it's not Southern food talk, that shit makes my blood boil. I fucking hate it.
No, he's Canadian. You'll be all right.
Oh, I make my sweet tea differently. That's how my grandma taught me. Shut the fuck up.
Ain't
not
nobody,
me.
man. Ain't nobody feeding you no damn sweet tea. It's rot gut whiskey and
Rock
lightning,
gut
white
whiskey.
lightning.
All right, the peanut gallery.
Yeah,
We have a
that
speed
cheap
date.
shit.
And go.
Hello, old Joe. What's up?
Hello, ma'am. How are things?
Ma'am?
Ma'am is the terminology I've been taught to use that's polite. Is it offensive to you? I'll stop using it.
Is that
if it
grid
is.
one? Oh, no.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It's not good one. So I have had the opportunity to observe some of your behavior on previous speed dates.
Okay.
And I'm wondering, do you remember specifically when you were on Jim Bob's channel? And there was a fellow
Yes.
there called the Posh Redneck.
Posh. Yes, I remember. Yep.
Do you remember the move you pulled with your glasses to disrupt him?
Yes, I sucked on the tip. Yes.
Can you do that for the benefit of the audience? Just to display?
Whoa, buddy, hands up, buddy. You typing with one hand in chat right now?
I'm not.
I
I'm
don't
not.
have my glasses. I'm sorry, I don't have them.
Okay,
do this,
so
though.
then let's get on to the conversation of authenticity, because this is the theme on Flow State's channel. And the truth is that I'm an old man, far too old to be speed dating you. But the question that I have is, how much of the relationship you have with your father,
This guy sucks,
that we observe is authentic? How much of it is authentic? Or how much of it is a put on? Do you know what kayfabe is? Kayfabe is a put on.
That'd be a good question.
I think it's a good question, and I'm waiting for an answer
Did
from
she
Grace.
freeze?
She froze up. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think she froze up.
Is she calling her WWE?
Yeah, well, the fake
Well, we
part
wait
of
for
it.
her to
Yeah.
unfreeze, as you can kind of notice in the background. Flow State has taken over
You
verbal
can't
combat. We got so tired of hearing Easy complain about people stealing verbal combat that I decided to go ahead and steal it. So it is mine now. This is the home of verbal combat. Come here for all your blood sports debate, Andrew's ball coddling, all that shit. Right here on Verbal Combat every Friday night, whenever I feel like it.
So Flo,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Let's get that going again. I'm sorry. My
Well, first of
Wi-Fi
all,
cut
could
out
I
for
ask
some
Flo a
reason.
favor? Could he put up a poll for his chat?
Why does the
entire
Clue channel have a stank face?
The
I
entire
know.
chat's heard my question. Now, does the
Don't you?
chat
I
feel
know
that?
that, Crispy.
Does
Hi,
the chat
How
Clue.
dare you? You're supposed to say hi.
I got you, old
Wait,
Joe.
wait, we were
Does the
talking
chat
about my
feel my
authenticity.
question is worth? If it's not worthwhile, I'll drop down, never to reappear this evening.
Oh man, that's dramatic.
Oh God, not never to
This evening,
All right,
no,
now
this
I gotta
evening.
hear it. Now I gotta hear it. All right, lay it on me. What is it?
My question: do you know what kayfabe is, young Grace?
Yes, I do.
Young Grace.
Yes, young Grace is young compared
This
to
is
me.
by far the strangest riz I've ever received. By the way, go ahead.
My question is, how much of the perceived relationship between your father and yourself is kayfabe? That's the question.
How much of our perceived relationship is kayfabe?
How much of it is meant to generate views, and how much of it is authentic?
Let me ask you that question about what you're doing right now.
My question is entirely authentic, since I don't have any channel.
She
account
wants to
generated
know what
views.
you're doing with your other hand.
But you said you came up here to speed date me.
I
ain't
did,
a speed-
yes.
Well,
Yes.
this ain't a speed date.
Yes, it is. It's totally a speed date.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
What would
It
you?
sounds
Yes,
like
it
it's
is.
a
Totally
damn
speed
Sounds
date.
like an
What do you-
interrogation.
hang on,
They're getting to
hang
know
on.
each other.
Yeah.
All right,
What
all
do you
right.
ascertain in a speed date? You
what does
ascertain who the other person is. That's totally what I'm doing. 100% authentic. I'm
Okay.
not trying to generate.
Well, my
any
answer to
views
your
for
question is that's for me to know and you to find
You
out.
to find
myself.
out.
And I'm
go.
asking. That's how I find out. I'm asking now.
No, I mean,
Is it really
I'm
that you
I'm
want
a
to know how?
showman. I'm a showman. Do you go up to the wrestlers in WWE and say exactly how much of that was fake, sir? No.
Perfect. Excellent
That's why
answer.
he's
I
not
think
allowed
I
back
have
at wrestling matches.
Yeah.
I think I have the answer to my question.
You do.
I think you've just answered my question. Thank you.
Yes.
Well, so
What?
that's the speed date. How do you? Are
So would you go back
interested?
on another date with old Joe?
No.
I
Yeah, this
would.
guy
Probably
sucks.
get pepper sprayed.
There was no
I would.
escalation.
What does
He
kayfabe
didn't.
mean?
He didn't
This when you
escalate it. There was
pretend,
no
this when you fake.
climax. There was no.
It's what?
It wasn't
It's
much
when
of a
you
date.
pretend to be something when you're fake, like wrestlers.
Like
WWE.
wrestlers, like the plot to wrestling, how it's fake.
Oh.
So he
Like-
was wanting to know if, like, what was genuine with her and her dad, if that's a genuine thing or if it's a shtick.
Old
Do you
Joe,
think I would
most of
get
it
the
is
same
genuine. I'm
answer?
not an actress. Most of it is genuine.
Well,
I'm
you
not
know
an
what
actress.
he's getting at. He's getting at Grace. He's wondering if, like, the sexual stuff, if that's a shtick.
Sexual. Whoa, whoa. I'm new
What
to the panel.
sexual
What
stuff?
sexual stuff? What do you mean?
Oh, I don't know.
You said
I know.
you said he was her dad, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you mean, is it
what the
weird?
fuck's
Is
going on?
is me and my dad's lifestyle weird? Yeah, sure, it's weird to
No,
live in a
no,
van
that's
with
not
your
what I
dad.
mean. That's not what I mean. I'm saying, is it fake?
But it's not a troll. No, it's not fake. I live in a van with my dad.
No, that's Grace. Come on, don't be coy. Come on, you know exactly what everybody's talking about. If
I think Grace has already answered. Grace slipped a little bit and answered the
I
question for
jerk
us.
him off in the back every once in a while. What's the big deal,
Yeah, I think
guys?
that's
There you go.
sarcasm.
See, there's the
Can we
answer. There's the
relax?
answer.
and
I think
there
that's
we go.
sarcasm. That's
Sometimes a
sarcasm.
guy needs to bust a nut. My God.
Yeah, that's sarcasm.
Have you seen
Clue,
him? He's
turn
not
your
like he's
mic
getting
down
laid
a
on
little bit,
Tinder.
please.
Why?
Oh, is
Hmm?
mine too
Why?
loud?
No,
It's not
Clues
your
is.
show.
It's okay. It's just loud. That's all. No, yours is fine, Grace.
New clip. Oh no, the black panels are gonna have a field day with that one. What will I do?
I don't know. I like the blonde hair though.
Yeah, I do too. It's pretty.
Thank you. It looks a little crazy.
I like it too.
No, it don't look a little crazy. It look elfish, like you are about to cast a spell.
The green
But
looking
Grace,
more
you
elfish.
might want to, if you don't do the blue shampoo will take some of that gold out. But if not, then I would go with just maybe put like a strawberry blonde rinse on it and just do strawberry blondes. That would be pretty on you as well.
No, only thing you got to do is
Crispy,
just
she
keep it
likes
like it is.
she likes her hair the way it is.
Yeah, she
No,
says
she's
she
right,
says
but,
it's an
hair talk
homage
is
to
bull.
Trump. She says it's an homage to Trump, so that's the right color.
Homage to
Well,
Trump.
keep it. Yep, keep it.
I had Flow State's team of writers come up with that one for me right before I got on panel.
It's true.
I don't see what's wrong with people supporting Trump, like people of dark tone.
Did
Because,
old
you know what I'm
Joe
saying?
feel? Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I just interrupted you. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, you were talking about. Do people feel like?
No, I'm
Donald
saying
Trump
I
is
don't understand why people of color don't want to support Trump. Because if y'all look back and do the studies, Trump was in most of the videos, the rap videos, or everybody talked about
Why
him.
should your
He
skin
was
color
at the-
dictate who the fuck you vote for?
He was at the part. Look, that's the whole thing. Majority of
figure
people,
out whether
no,
you're for me,
majority
Trump,
of
you ain't
people
black.
that are black, guess what? They have
Vic,
voted
your mic is
for
so loud. Let me
No, it's
turn this
fine.
down.
Lord Jesus.
It's not
So,
your
hell
show,
to the white
Nightish.
All hail to
It's
the
not your
white
show
man
either, Crispy.
because it made my mic come back alive. You know what I'm saying? He made my mic come back alive. On the black channels, my mic wasn't loud at all. It didn't get no recognition.
Why
So
do you
all
have to?
hail to the
Why
white
do you
man.
have to? Why do you have to vote for a certain person just because of the color of your skin? Everybody should have
Well,
free
that's-
range to vote for whoever the fuck they want to,
It's a
no matter
joke.
their skin.
Clue.
You can vote for
I think
whoever
black-
you want to, but guess what?
Don't
I'm
clue
pushing
me,
Trump.
Crispy.
I'm pushing
I
it
don't
all in
Good
your
to
veins
clue
right
you.
now.
I think black folks should vote against Kamala because she's a fake black person. That's the worst kind of black.
She ain't black at all. She's Indian.
Yeah,
Indian
aren't we
and
all
Irish.
fake black? What are you saying right now? Clue is
She's
definitely
Indian and
fake
Irish.
black.
Balled
I don't
so
care
hard
what
they
she
thought
is.
I was
She
a
ain't like
fucking
us.
nutsack. I got so much cheese in my pocket, they thought I was a fucking calzone.
Both of the Thorpes got 10 minutes. Thank you, Chuck, again, getting the Thorpes out of there.
Those are cash cows. Can we pull up this
Cleaning
clip I got in
house.
back here, Flo?
Got to vote for a certain person just because of the color of your skin.
Here we go.
What
Let's
year
see
are
this
we
right
in?
quick. This is like the 80s. One second. Let me play this
No.
clip for y'all.
I'm not saying that. No, you ain't voting for
real life
black-
brutality.
I think this is fake. You think it's fake? What's that? Is that fake? Huh? What the hell's wrong with you? That's open hand slap, huh? You think it's fake? You come. Easy. Huh? What do you mean? Fake.
Yeah, that's fake. That's fake.
No,
you think
wrestling
Geraldo got
wasn't fake
slapped
back
fakely?
because y'all seen.
You think he fake
No,
slapped
listen,
Geraldo?
listen what I'm saying. Wrestling.
No, I think Geraldo wanted to be slapped for real, but on camera.
Oh, he's kinky like that. Okay. So now let's get back to Clue
Geraldo
since
was a
all the
badass
fun is
then.
left.
Masochistic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He likes
Geraldo
that.
was a
Back
badass though. He
then,
was a boxer
wrestling
his
was
whole
not
life.
fake.
Yeah.
Wrestling
Let's
was not
since
fake
since
because
since
everybody
the
don't want
party left, the people who made it live left. Let's ask Clue the question. Ask him and go. Clue, why does that AI image have the stank face?
It's not AI. That's me. I took a
That's
picture of
him.
myself. That's how I look, bro.
Oh, you had a stank face like that? That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yeah,
Clue,
I
I've
do,
seen you
actually.
before. You don't necessarily look like that, sir.
You
I do
need to
look like
change
that.
that because that look like face, bro. You
Yeah, it's like
watching a
something
female
stinks
cross the
around you.
mall and something. No, it's like
That's the whole
somebody finna
point.
come up missing.
Something does
No,
stink
it
around me.
looks like some
Clearly.
female is about to come up missing, bro.
Wait,
No, you
Vic,
need to
Vic,
change that.
Vic. Clue says something stinks around him. I want to ask him a very pertinent question. It's not that white lady, right?
Man, that's a
That's
1,000
where they
yards
go.
stare. There ain't no
That's where these dudes
stank
go.
face,
They go
bro.
straight for that.
No, I'm fuck with you, Clue. You
every
good, you
panel.
good, you good, you good.
Every
No,
panel.
you good, you
gotta
good, you
go.
good, Clue. Shout out to you. I
Every panel.
celebrate you, brother. You good.
That's a
Matter of
1,000
fact,
yard
let me
stare.
put
That is not a
my
stank
hat
face.
back
That's
on.
like I see it, I want it, and I will have it. You need to
No, it
get
ain't
rid
no
of
gay
Stank
shit
face.
going on here, Rooster.
Whoa,
Ain't no
Rooster,
gay
what
shit
is going on
here.
with you tonight?
That's a
Is the
predatorial look,
Ain't no
bro.
gay shit going on over here. Let me
Is
tell you.
No,
Ain't
ain't
Stop
nobody saying
fagging
shit
out.
about no gay shit. I'm talking
Yeah.
about
is
you
the
standing in
Yeah,
the
rooster
middle
in
of
I like you
heat?
and I want you. That's gay shit.
Stop
Is
fagging
No,
out.
I said
Yeah, stop fagging out.
yeah. Is the rooster in heat?
no. Listen what I'm saying. That picture that you have posted up looks like you just caught the eye of something that you want from a distance. They don't even know you looking at it, right? And you said in your own mind, I like it and I want it and I will have it. So you go to dabbing shit on their doorknobs and shit that'll make them
So Vic, he's
fall
right. He's not
paralyzed and shit
into
and throw
that.
bitches in the
Shit
trunk.
on your
Ain't into the
doorknobs.
gay shit, bro.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy,
no,
Vic.
I'm talking
Ain't
about
into the
certain.
gay shit.
I'm talking
Stop
about certain
fagging out.
substance or liquids or some shit. Cause look at that face.
Whoa!
Like you. Look at that face. That face look like you watching a
He
motherfucker
keeps
from
trying
a
to jump
distance, bro,
around
and they
it, but
don't
I'm
know
going
you
straight
watching.
to it. I'm not into the gay shit, Rooster. Come on.
Ain't nobody said nothing about
I'm
no
old
gay
school.
shit,
I'm not into
nothing.
this new
I'm saying
age,
I said
modern shit that y'all into.
Modern shit like gay people.
Yeah, gay people, faggots. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
wow.
Oh God. TOS.
So he got the potential.
Stop
He got the
fagging out.
potential to be
See,
dangerous towards
if
people.
the
That,
drop can say it, I can say it.
No, you cannot say it.
Well, the drop
so
said it.
he.
How come the drop
No,
can
I'm
say it and I
saying.
can't say it?
You know damn well you
So
can't say it, so
The
please
drop
don't.
said it. Did the drop not say
I don't
the
give a
F word?
shit.
Did the drop not say the F word, Crispy?
Yes.
no. So what he. I'm gonna show you.
That was funny, Flo.
That's so
that was
cute.
really funny.
Based on what he is saying,
TOS
and
doesn't
he
know the
just
difference
brought
between
up.
a drop
You're
and a
about to
person
get
on the
dropped
panel.
with that. Don't say it.
Oh, here we go.
We're
Okay, I
trying to
won't
get
say it.
somebody.
I won't say it anymore.
Crispy.
Thank you.
Oh,
Now it gets quiet because I ain't
No.
saying
what
it.
kind of moderators? What kind of moderators are y'all? Y'all don't protect Flo from this atrocity that this man is up here spewing.
I have a purpose behind this stream. I try and talk about serious, relatively silly, serious things. I get silly every once in a while, and I'll talk shit every once in a while. But
So yeah, I
man
think when you had
purposely.
these people that come up here and they
These
want, the standards, these people. I mean whites. When you had these people come up here and they wanted this standard to be everything is serious and it's supposed to be some intellectual level that shouldn't be whatever, that's just posturing. We want to be entertained. We want people in the Coliseum with lions. Maximus.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord.
Well,
Because
you can
y'all
be
ain't never seen a
entertained. We
rooster
can be
fight. Y'all
entertained
ain't never
without
seen a
breaking
rooster
TOS,
fight.
right? I
Y'all
just
ain't
been
never seen a
protecting
cock
his
fight
channel.
That guy,
with big
old
spurs,
Joe.
right?
That
Not
guy,
fight.
old Joe. That guy, old Joe, is a more clever talking Vic.
He is.
No.
Mm.
Oh my God, no, not at all. What are you talking about? No, Nightish. That is no.
God, no. So you ready for me to go? Because my phone is at 4%. I can let you have the rest of the night now.
I'm known to stab people and hit them upside the head with shovels and all. I wouldn't normally do that in my normal environment. It's only when I get involved in environments with other people that are violent.
Yeah, so Crispy, I can have beef with you and not even violate TOS. I can do that.
Lord Jesus.
Oh, you were calling Crispy the F word?
No, I
No,
was
I don't know.
calling. I was calling what Wooster said. I was calling that.
Okay.
Rooster ain't really just said.
Because if he was calling
the F word.
Crispy the
I
F
ain't-
word, that's
say
about
what
some
F
pimping.
word I call
He's
somebody.
showing you that gorilla. He was going to show you his that gorilla pimping.
No, this just let me know, though, Flow State, and I appreciate you for letting me come up on the show. This show right here is letting me know that the other people that change their names in other people's chat that come up there that want to talk to the old King Rooster. This is one of them right there. The 1,000-yard stare, so Negro, they're looking like he's a something that a woman don't need to be around. He like him and he
Butt
want
sex.
him, and they gonna end
Why
up
is
in the
everybody
trunk.
stuck on my profile pic? Let's find.
Man, your profile pic, it look dangerous.
find
It
a
does look
topic.
dangerous.
And children.
I am
Okay,
dangerous.
but in all fairness, hold
I
on.
am
In all
dangerous.
fairness, what message is Vic sending back?
That what I see right there is he's open to things.
I mean, yeah, something on his body parts open with
Right.
that.
I'm gonna
freaking
get
photo.
that pussy,
Look.
and Vic's like,
Yeah,
Got a
yeah.
picture of him laying in the bed. That looks kind of.
Look at the juxtaposition.
So
One man is laying on the bed with his
I
hand.
ain't down like that. I don't get down like that.
No.
Get
You know what I'm saying?
You notice this flow. You notice this Flow State. It's the black men that are not worried about the face of the picture. They worried about the love below.
No,
You see what I'm
that's
saying?
us right
What?
there.
Man, I don't give a fuck.
That's some
Man,
stuff. that's
you the
out
person
of my,
says the person with
If
the
you can't put up with
1,000-yard
the
stare.
stigma, then don't be a freak.
I don't want to hear any of that kind of crap. Ugh.
Look,
Ugh.
just look.
Brother.
They looking at the picture. You looking at my picture, and I'm on.
I'm not looking at you.
Thread counts and everything.
Sir, I'm not
but
looking
you
at you.
got a stare. You posted
Sir,
a
I'm
picture
not
of you
staring
with a
at you.
stare. Look,
Sir, I'm not
but you
staring
staring
at
at
you. You brought
people
up the
that been
whole.
have.
You brought up the whole
been staring
subject of
at people that
profile
have been
pictures.
coming up missing for
No,
the
I'm not looking
last
at you.
to
I'm
the
not looking at
early
you.
2000s,
I
bro.
don't
You
do
might
that
be a
kind
part
of
of that
thing.
Diddy thing,
You know what
bro.
I'm saying?
You might be. You might be a part of the Diddy
Your
program.
photo looks more Diddy than mine. Trust me.
Well,
Well,
are
yeah,
you ready?
I was
You
right.
ready to party?
Right.
You ready
I'm
to
right.
party?
Whoa!
Because I don't do
You
that.
ready to party?
No. The
You don't
answer is
do that.
no. Ugh.
Evidently, because get what?
Come
The
on, Flow
first thing
State.
you
Is
came in
this
the
what we're
chat
doing,
with,
Flow State?
look,
Is this
you
what
had
we're
a,
doing now?
you had a
Jesus
pretty
Christ.
white, you had a pretty Caucasian white girl on here,
Here
and
we
then
go with this
Crispy
shit.
is also the same thing. You didn't even want to talk to them or acknowledge them, but you locked your eyes on a dark brown skin.
No, actually, I
What
didn't.
the fuck is happening right now?
No,
Yes,
it's some
Lord.
sus stuff
See,
that he's
they
trying to
coming
get
out.
me into. Because no,
They coming out. They coming out. You see what I'm saying? He came for one
disgusting
specific
stuff.
thing, just like he locked
If
his
you
eyes
can't put
on
up with the stigma, then don't be a freak.
This is some disgusting
Stop
stuff.
fagging out.
He came up here.
Flow State, this is disgusting.
You know, you came up here to talk to the rooster. You got
No, I
women
did
up
not
here,
actually.
but
No,
you, and then
no, I
you
did not.
look. You got
I came to talk
actually
to everybody except
no,
you.
no. You got so why
Everybody except you.
so why is your conversation focused on me though? Everything
No.
I said,
The
you
topic,
acknowledged everything I said.
topic of avatars and profile
think you're
pictures
the
came
rooster.
from you.
Boy, you are undercover bussy.
I'm not.
You're the rooster. Is that what you just said?
You want your whole
I think
pack.
the
This is
rooster
nasty,
is in
Flow
You
State.
want your whole pack, Nick. You want your whole
This is
pack.
nasty. Don't put the two of us together, Flow
Well,
State. I know
there's
what you're
no
trying to
void.
do. Don't do it.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
you
Nah,
want your
nah.
whole
When we're talking
pack.
about
You
coming
ever
with
had your
banter, why disrespect
Flow State when you know he's the people's champ?
No, don't put Flow State in there. It's me, you, one night, one mic, and you on the mic now. Tell
I'm
me
gonna
what
stay
you want.
quiet and let this brother talk.
Shut up, pussy boy. Sit up here. You got women up on here. You ain't even said nothing to them, but you gonna talk to old King Rooster. Look, just like Ray Charles said in that Pepsi commercial. You got the right one, baby. You got the right one.
The poll results: whose photo is more Diddy? 2/3 say Vic is. 1/3 says Clue is.
Did you really put that poll up, man?
Mm-hmm.
But Clue,
Oh,
look,
damn it!
Oh, look at that
we was
picture.
bored.
You got to listen to that
We
picture.
was bored.
You got to look.
You really
You got
put
to
that
look
poll
at that
up?
picture. Look at that picture and
Snyder,
listen
you
to his
going
name.
live?
His name
Really?
is Clue.
Really?
Come on, you have no clue what this dude do in real life, bro.
God.
King Rooster been King Rooster
Hey,
since
Knight,
I've been
what's
on
up?
here.
How you doing, Knight? Listen,
Now he want to talk to. See, that's what they do. That's what they do. When they get picked and pulled out of the flock, know what they do? In order to cover themselves up, know what they do? Try to act normal. Now he want to talk to you, Nightish. You see what I'm saying? Now he want to talk to you, Nightish. Look, now he look, now he's saying he trying to. Is this?
No,
is
to
this
freak, I
pussy
didn't
boy
see
trying
it.
to-
What happened
is
on
this pussy
OTW
boy
today?
Trying to woo me? Is he trying to woo me
No, not really. Not really.
with an Indian song or something? He Kamala Harris cousin. You heard how that man was singing, man? He trying to woo me. Cause he been picked
He's
out.
also not a complete sociopath, to be fair. He really is.
Well,
not.
thank you.
Oh, what happened?
I just
there?
need to remember what that
You
was.
could have talked to Flow State. You could have talked to Nightish. Nightish got all night. He's in a different time zone. It probably still day light over there where he at, right? A little bit. But you wanted to talk to old King Rooster, right? And then when I point you out
It's getting
with
awfully
your
zesty
1,000
in here.
yards,
When you hear the sirens or anti-aircraft guns, you must get under cover at once. Take cover at once, but there's no need to rush. If you take things quietly, you will prevent panic in others. You must not stand staring up at the sky. That's the most dangerous thing to do. If you're within 5 minutes of your home, go home, but keep away from the window. If you're in a car, get off the main road, leave it clear for the defense services. For the same reason, park as near to the curb as possible. If you're in the open with no cover, lie down, preferably in a ditch. Never forget to carry your gas mask. Always remember to see that your blackout is as black as soot. But the most important rule of all is never to stand staring at the sky. If you don't take cover, you may get hurt.